Yep, we're live.
Hit it, Mike.
Looking for it. I got so many screens open right now. I can't
A little
even
bit of
tell
fumble
you.
on the starting play, but here we go.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Hi, Heidi.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Are you ready to explore the unknown? Dive into the world of the strange, mysterious, and unexplained with Eerie Expeditions magazine. Each issue is packed with spine-tingling tales, cutting-edge paranormal investigations, and exclusive insights into hauntings, cryptids, UFOs, and more. Whether you're a seasoned investigator or just love a good ghost story, Eerie Expeditions magazine has something for you. Join our growing...
What's out there? What creates the shadows in the corners or the creatures of the dark? Who are those on the other side? What do they have to say? This is the Gateway Podcast. This is not your normal style of paranormal talk radio. Brought to you live from United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM New Orleans.
The Church of Mavis radio show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans. Hey, everybody, welcome to the chat. Wow, we got a lot to talk about. Hey, Joe, you finally joined us. All right, great. Fantastic. Who was that song, Mike? I couldn't identify the band, but I know I heard it.
Balls to the wall, man. It was a band called Accept. I actually knew that guy, the singer. His name was Udo. But those are the bands. You know what?
Kind of like Angus a little bit there at the beginning.
When I was in the music business, those were the bands playing the clubs, so you got to see them and hang out with them. I did anyway, but he was pretty cool little dude. They played Germany.
He sounded kind of like Angus McFadden a little bit there for a minute.
But I thought it was a good song for the times, man. I have all kinds of video feeds to show, man. Right
Oh,
now we
yeah.
got the. This is the military parade.
Yeah, I was curious about
Explain
that.
me
I
the
forgot all about
purpose,
that. What do
the
we
real
got?
purpose of this. This is going on right now. Right now, there's huge storms headed for the area right now.
Now
There's
that looks suspiciously like Red Square from the 70s and 80s, doesn't it?
like tornadoes coming.
Oh, this
Well,
is
what's the
Trump's
purpose?
parade, huh?
Yeah.
This is Trump's
I don't get
parade.
what it was. I've been watching this in the beginning. Oh my god, it's boring, man. I mean, it's just, it's this. It's what you're seeing now. It's just, there's nothing really to it. There was one marching band.
It's kind
That
of
was
cool to
it.
see our equipment, though. I mean, what I don't know what our modern army looks like. I don't really care for some of the BDUs they have, but I'm more interested in the cars, the vehicles, the rockets, and shit like that.
When you say parade, I want balloons, man. I
Yeah,
want
Heidi, no king's is a
Snoopy
little different than this. This is
going
this is
down the
Trump's
Clowns.
parade.
boulevard.
Yes, Heidi, that is the No King's Parade.
So high. Right, we got the No Kings. We got the No Kings.
Protest.
Protest.
But yeah, this
If
is
you can
Hump's
call-
birthday
I have a hard time
parade.
calling them protests because they're not really a protest.
No, I
They
call them
keep
riots.
saying they're
Yeah,
nonviolent,
right.
but cities keep erupting in fire and violence. So I don't know what else to think.
I was telling Michael this morning, well, when I came on, I have not watched the news at all today. I don't want to hear about it. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
Fox Live now is just hard streaming all the protests and rallies across the U.S. And they kind of deep dive on stuff where they like focus too much on a subject. Sometimes that's okay. Sometimes it gets kind of. So I was wanting to learn more about what's going on with Iran and Israel, but all of the news stations are focused and concentrated on today here in America. And quite frankly, unless the
yeah.
protests become violent, I could care less.
If you see all these videos that are shown about these so-called protests, there's no old people in there our age. They're nobody. They're all young. They're all young. I really believe they don't know what they're doing. They're just doing it.
I was about to say, I'll bet you none of them have researched what the actual problem is and why are they protesting. The only way to look at it from my point of view is that these immigration ICE raids are nothing more than they're protecting us and the U.S. Constitution.
Yeah, but I would believe that they would be protecting the Constitution first and then us.
Well, they're following the lead of Karen Bass and Governor Newsom. Both of them are steadfastly against the ICE raids, which that's fine. You can be, but you can't then turn around and live on air announce that you're not gonna keep your oath of office by protecting your state's constitution and your country's constitution. That's what that's a criminal act right there.
Right. Hey, Kurt.
Hey, Kurt.
Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. So that's why I'm in West Virginia in the mountains on a lake and having fun.
You need to send us a picture of that lake and that mountain, dude.
I'll send you a video right now.
Oh, cool.
And at the same time,
are they telling on this parade? Are they telling us what are we looking at? I mean, is this an M1A? I mean, if Sean has it here, he could tell us what those are.
I'll tell you something. It was weird because they had someone narrating. Then it stopped. Then it went to like music, but like the song Barracuda, but not the words,
right.
Not the lyrics. But I don't know.
Like the karaoke thing.
I don't know. Whoever planned it did a terrible job. Really. But I mean,
well, I mean, what can
they also have sponsors.
Something for $43 million? I mean,
yeah, but they have sponsors. So every once in a while, it's sponsored by the UFC or sponsored by Lockheed Martin. It's very weird and surreal, man.
Contractors are getting commercials in. They would have been smart to put, this is that I think is an M1A1 Abrams tank right there. But it'd be nice if they would put on the bottom, this is a so-and-so piece of equipment from such and such, the division, Army division, U.S. whatever they're from.
This is just one of many of like this was actually the best feed I could get you know, because all the rest of them, there's like something
Red
wrong with
Square, except
all
it's
of
all
them.
green and gold.
A lot of
Jay,
them
I
even
just
have.
sent it to you.
All right, cool.
I don't know if this one still has the narration. Let me see.
Just a dime's worth? You should have gave him the whole can, Heidi.
This is what they're playing to. So the narration stopped. And then
I'm surprised that many
music.
people actually showed up for it as quickly as they put this
weird
thing
music.
together. That long cable along the side there, is that what they stick in the back of the tank when they need to go back to the future?
You need to set that thing. It shouldn't even be going.
Secretary of the Army.
Okay, this should be the best stuff for this stuff.
Yeah, where's Sean Patrick Hazlitt at?
Yeah, we need to get him in here so he can tell us what we're looking at. Look at any questions, but tell us about it. If you're going to show it off, tell us what the public capacities are. How many?
It's just that weird music
in it, all that kind of good stuff. They don't tell you that, do they?
They did in the beginning, then it stopped, and then it became that weird music. I think maybe the pre-recorded thing broke, or I don't know.
Well, you could easily put a graphic along the bottom. I mean, like we have the thing scrolling on ours that tells us what's going on in the show. You could just say what's this is the 39th Armored Division coming across the screen, and they drive these kind of machines.
Yeah, it was very poorly planned.
Yeah.
Yeah. The book's Army-ish. That's what Mitch says. Yeah, it's Army.
This is the Army. I don't think we're going to see the Air Force because they're mostly in the air.
This is just the Army.
Marine ground troops, but that's about it.
This is just the Army and all of its divisions.
Yeah, it's Army's Day.
What a crappy day, though. No sun. Just all.
There's terrible storms coming right now to DC.
Well, yeah, it's raining in this area, so I mean, look at it. It's gray and foggy and nasty out.
I'm saying like tornadoes, man. Like I think another half an hour or something. But they're Army guys. They used to get wet.
5 mile, 4 o'clock morning marches in the rain.
I'd be more worried about the girls getting wet.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That was a good joke, man. Come on.
That
was a good joke.
Oh, yeah.
Army, so you shouldn't see anything but Army, though, because it's the 250th anniversary of the Army. And it's Flag Day as well.
Yeah.
And I think Trump's birthday was today or yesterday or something.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Siri.
Today, actually.
What day is Trump's birthday?
Birthday is on Wednesday.
She's fucking ignorant.
Hey, Heidi, what is a spiny danger noodle? What is a spiny danger noodle, Heidi?
79 years old.
It is his birthday today.
Look at that. Is that cool?
I know. Look at that, huh? There's a whole different dog than the old days, dog. That ain't my German Shepherd. I'm hurt. I ain't getting my German Shepherd a job. I'm hurt. I'm mad. You tell him, huh? Tell him, Fiona.
That's crazy, man.
Yep.
Fiona said she wants to know where her family
move more like an antelope or a deer. They're a little bit larger than that. That carry 200-300 pounds of pack material. Like tents and food and shit like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We could throw down some banana peels, man.
That's discrimination against dogs, man. I'm suing.
Yeah. That sounds more like a sushi than a weather effect. Tell your weather guy I said that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Chinook helicopters.
Yeah. My wife and I were watching them deport the Chihuahuas today, man. That's pretty good. They said they were troublemaking little shits, deporting them out of the country. Yeah, we always send an invite.
48 million.
We ought to send an invite to the other Sean. I
What?
should have sent one to Fred. I didn't think about being. It's see, my dog is protesting against these fake dogs.
Yeah.
I hear. I hear her.
She is protesting, man. She says bullshit. She wants to be in this. That looks like he's walking pretty good, man. Look at him go.
Looks pretty stable too. I wonder how fast they can make it go.
I don't know, but he's not on his own. I seen the guy with the remote
75
control.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
They go
But I thought for sure
75
they had
miles
some
an hour.
autonomous ones that just carried, they carried, gear and equipment and food, stuff like that.
I would sing for you, Heidi, but you would
What the hell
leave.
is that? Give us a scroll along the bottom. What are we looking at?
It's a piece of crap, whatever we were looking at.
Yeah.
That's a Chinook.
That's a Chinook. Yeah.
Old school Chinook at that.
When we were kids, we called them banana helicopters because we didn't know what they were called.
Way old.
Well, that's the kind of shit.
So you know what? I haven't even heard the press bitching about this today. I can't believe the press ain't bitching.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go get on my
really
spoons.
watching more of those. I mean, every one of the stations was watching all the protests, but when I was a kid,
You got the protests,
we
you got
lived
the war,
right in the
a whole
bike
bunch
path
of
for
stuff.
Camp David. So whenever the president, whether it was from the 60s, 70s, 80s, whenever we lived in Rockville, well, when he went to Camp David, 4 or 5 different squadrons of Chinook helicopters would fly over our neighborhood. One would have the president, one would have the rest of the people going to Camp David, and it was very cool. But
Yeah. You seen Iran was boasting they shot down three F-35s.
Bull crap.
They said they shot down 3 F-35s. If that was the truth,
Yeah,
you'd
you
have
see
to
that
close the whole program.
Iran's on fire because Israel's going after their oil supply. So they blew up all these huge oil. The biggest oil facility there. They blew it up.
It's not a really big band there. West Point.
One of the
There you
most
go.
prestigious institutions in the world where leadership is forged and duty becomes destiny. This is West Point.
Oh, I got you.
Army
Wait, hold on, I got
leaders
a
are
salute too.
made.
Hold on.
With the motto of duty,
There we
honor,
go.
and country,
Salute.
West Point trains the best and brightest to serve their country as Army officers. Founded back in 1802 by President Thomas Jefferson, West Point is the home of the Long Gray Line, a legacy of courage and excellence that includes 77 Medal of Honor recipients, 2 U.S. presidents, Grant and Eisenhower, and numerous generals, including John J. Pershing, Douglas MacArthur, and Norman Schwarzkopf.
Apparently, it looks like they have captured 3 F-35s. That's not good.
Correction. Finger in, touching the tip. That's the way you're supposed
If they're going to put West Point in there, they should put Virginia Military
Upon entering the
Institute.
United States Army, all recruits undergo initial entry training, a highly intense and a challenging training period aimed at developing a soldier's physical
Army,
and mental
boo,
toughness,
Army,
instill discipline, train them
boo,
sexual combat
boo,
skills,
Army.
and foster teamwork.
Ooh.
IET transforms civilians into
Right.
soldiers based on the 7
And I
get all
think the
the
Navy has
women.
much more interesting
Hey,
equipment than the Army does.
Jay, do you know what
selfless
Navy
service, honor, integrity,
means?
and personal courage.
Never again volunteer yourself.
Yes. You know what USMC stands for?
Wait. I
You
forget.
stupid mother.
Uncle Sam's Misguided Children.
Yeah, that's right. You want to really piss off a Marine, Jay? Tell them they are part of the United States Navy.
The Virginia
That's right.
Military
Tell- all you
Institute
gotta do is
on
tell
a
'em,
mission to produce
when they start
citizen
giving you shit,
soldiers,
all you
men and
tell 'em
women
is,
educated
you
for
work
civilian
for me.
life,
And they're like,
prepared
nah,
to
so
serve
look
their
who's
country
behind you, a
with
truck
the
big
armed
boy.
forces.
Says
They're
U.S.
BMI Council
Navy.
Nobel
USNS
Prize winner, Olympic
Marine
Rhodes
Corps.
Scholar,
No
General
Marine
Navy
check.
Seven
This is
Medal of
Navy
Honor
check.
recipients, and a Pulitzer Prize winner among its
You don't
graduates.
realize that the Marines
And
belong to the
As one of the
Navy.
nation's senior military colleges, students at Virginia Military Institute can participate in
Oh, there
Army
they are,
ROTC or
VMI.
the Corps of
Okay,
Cadets.
good.
While cadets in the Corps can serve in any branch of the United States
oh, there's
military
a bunch of
or pursue
nutcrackers.
other careers,
Yeah.
those in Army ROTC earn their
I got-
commission as officer,
wow.
ready
Let
to
me see
serve
if
on
I can
active
see her.
duty
Look
in the
at
National
this.
Guard or Army Reserve.
I got my
Each
buddy
year,
here.
the Army Senior ROTC Blue Ridge Battalion commissions approximately 130 second lieutenants, ensuring
She's
that
okay.
excellence in leadership
Got
continues
my co-host
for
with me.
generations to come. The Citadel, the military college of South Carolina, offers students the opportunity to participate in Army ROTC or the Historic Corps of Cadets. Founded in 1842, the Citadel is the third oldest of the senior military colleges and is known for its Corps of
all the
Cadets
sashes,
living and
the sashes
studying
aren't
under a
all together.
classical
They're all on one
military
side and
system
one dude in
that
front.
makes leadership and
They're
character
wrinkly,
development essential.
I'm telling you what, if I
Military
came out all wrinkly like that, my
requires
ass would have been in the
graduation.
world
More
of
than
crap.
120
Snap back
students
two
earn their
steps in the
commission
rank and
each
give
year
a
through
KP
I'd have came out all
Army
wrinkly that just in my
ROTC
digging
Commando
and shit.
Battalion,
Yeah, they look
playing
very
a vital
sloppy.
role in shaping the future.
Yeah,
would
their
expect better.
uniforms are messed up. Boy Scouts of America.
One of the nation's senior military colleges, Texas A&M University, is home to both Army ROTC and the renowned Corps of Cadets. The Corps of Cadets' key purposes has remained building individuals that exemplify respect, excellence, leadership, loyalty, integrity, and selfless service. Students at the university who participate in the Army ROTC earn
Why are
their
they wearing
commission
jodhpurs
as
if they're
officers,
walking?
ready to serve on active
Those are
duty in
horse
the
riding
National
pants.
Guard or Army Reserve. Each year, the Army Senior ROTC Warrior Training Battalion at Texas A&M proudly
They even got
commissions more
spurs.
than
Look at 'em.
90 second lieutenants
Where's their
and is
horses?
honored to shape the future leaders of the U.S. Army.
What kind of wussy cadence is that?
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
look at their
dude.
their uniform. They got
I think
horse
that-
riding pants, horse riding boots, and spurs. Where's the freaking horses?
I don't know. Where's the
Oh,
cadence?
There's one.
That shit, left, right, left, right,
Here's
left, right.
one- Here's one from boot camp. Raisins.
In a powerful
monkey
display
blue.
of commitment,
My
these future
recruiter screwed me
will
too.
raise their right hand and take an oath of allegiance, pledging to serve our nation. This joint formation is proudly led by the Joint Task Force, National Capital Region, and the Military District of Washington Retention Team.
Come on, they should have some cadence to this, man. Come on, even the president want to hear some cadence, man. Get some of that colorful cadence out there.
Shaping tomorrow's Army, West Point's most inspiring cadets remind us that America's
Bunch of
future
pussies.
is courageous and in capable hands.
Should be called Wet Point. Yeah, it's a bunch of
The
wusses.
pride to serve my country knows that I'm doing it not for myself. Every day I put on the uniform, I'm not just representing Caroline Robinson. I'm representing my company here at the Academy. I'm representing West Point.
You know, I love when they do them
representing the United
stripes like
States
that,
Army
like they're so damn big
I'm
you
representing
can't,
the
you
United
know,
States of
like
America.
you
I
couldn't
really
see
came
them
to West
before.
Point because belief in the American dream and giving back to our country.
You're part of something that is much bigger than
Oh,
yourself.
hi.
You're part of a
You gotta
tradition
kid me.
of
They did the
excellence
thing.
and a legacy that's connected not only to the Academy but to the American Army.
We're surrounded by people who want to make themselves better and serve our country.
Excellence is
You're a
everything.
DEI.
That's
You're a
what
D.
it
She's
is.
DEI, man.
In the
Boo.
earliest days of our nation,
Boo.
this supreme tradition of
Here's what
American
Kurt had
military
to say.
service has been passed down from soldier to soldier.
You
and
better put that thing up to
generation
your eye when you
generation.
salute.
It's a beautiful
Not like
thing
them
to
little
watch.
boys did in the
My
field.
brother preceded me here, and originally I didn't really know what West Point was until he came. But when I saw the mission that they were
You know,
committed
for
to,
me, it was weird.
upholding
When
the
I entered the
principles of American
Navy,
democracy
I
and
used to have
protecting
to
the
salute.
Constitution, I knew it was somewhere
By
I
the
had
time
to
I was getting out of the Navy, I was
Time that we
being
lived
saluted.
outside of the United
It's
States,
a
I
weird
always felt a
transformation.
sense of
Strange.
gratitude
Yeah,
and
Kurt,
pride
I,
for
I,
being
it's
American.
kind of sloppy, but it'd be nice
And
if
I
they would
wanted
tell
to
us what
give
the
back
is.
to my country.
Well, I didn't like
And it
being
wasn't
saluted,
until
man.
I zipped up the
I
blouse
guess because all
and
in
I
my
put the
heart, I was
belt
always
on
an
for the first
enlisted
time.
Yeah, because you got to
that I
stop and then
realized that I was
unsalute
going to
them
be
so they
serving
can
my
put their
country
damn
and it
hand
felt
down.
right.
Because they can't
West
put their
Point
hand
was
down
the
until you
place that I
pass.
needed
You
to
don't
be.
have to salute
More
them if you're
importantly, the
above
Army was
ranking
where I
them.
wanted to be.
I just looked to the left
Right?
and right over basic training.
Yeah, you know, but
and
I'll
realized
always
that we all
return
had
the
the
salute
same
because it's
American
the proper
patch on our
thing.
Yeah,
shoulders, and we're
otherwise
all
they have to
fighting
wait
for the
until you
same
pass.
thing.
Once you're out of sight,
And
then
there
they
is
can
no
bring their
better
hand
feeling in
down.
the world knowing that every single person around
Otherwise,
you
they're
is
stuck like
committed
that
and
until
willing
you
to
go.
die for that mission.
I remember the first time some
came
guy
for
saluted me.
duty,
He
you came to
just
serve
did
your
this real
country, you
crisp,
came to
proper
show
salute, and I looked at
yourselves
him
that
and
you
I
are
said,
among
"You know, I'm a
That's funny,
nobody,
Heidi.
right,
the
dude?"
strongest, most lethal warriors ever to walk
She's
on
a
this
soul
planet.
squirrel carrying
What
a
excites me the
half-eaten
most
piece
about
of
my future in
pizza.
the Army
Yeah,
is
so
the
good.
opportunity
You kill that lightning. I know. You don't let that lightning get you.
back to the American soldiers that I'm
I am Donald Trump, and I am behind bulletproof glass because there are idiots in the world. So what about all of these President Day, King Day riots and protests? I know they're going on out there. I haven't seen it. We'll have to get some footage for some of them.
there's some
I
really
got
good
it, Chad. I got it.
I always like watching that kind of stuff because, for me, but wait a minute. Where's the tanks? Where's the nuclear weapons? Wait, I mean, come on now. Aren't we missing some shit here? Michael, go find the tanks for me.
Here, I got something for you real quick.
What is this? Oh, this is LA? This is riots, huh?
Riots.
Why are
This
there
is
guns
the whole,
spraying?
and all the blue cities right now that they're
Those are
doing
tear
these
gas
protests.
guns, or they shoot bean bags. Those green ones shoot tear
yeah, I
gas
was
and
listening.
bean bags.
Martha, where are you at? Y'all lucky Martha ain't in here.
The police
When
need
I
to
go
change
to
their
break, I'm
gear.
going to
Look
get
how many
Martha.
cops are pulling their pants up because they have too much shit on their belts.
Yeah. Well, these guys ain't got no mask on. They taking them to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a friend of mine wrote to me this morning. So him and his wife get ready to leave. Wife and 4 kids get ready to leave to go to L.A. So he had to go across town to get something before they left. So he gets stopped by ICE because his last name is Hernandez, and he looks. So they stop him. They harass him. He said, "Dude, I was born and raised in the United States." He said, "So was my wife. So was my kids." So they kept him for an hour till they verified, and then they let him go. And they even apologized to the guy. He said they were so nice. He said, "Hey, look, we're sorry. So you're getting caught up in the middle of this. We don't know until we run you, which is wrong." He said, "But it's easier on you." And he said they gave him a card to carry. So if anybody stopped him again, all he had to do was show him the card, and they'd leave him alone.
Yeah,
wow.
we've been verified or vetted, whatever.
Yeah, I think they still got to call the number in on the card, but he said it's way faster. And it's they want to catch the people who's going crazy in LA right now. I mean, they're tired of it.
But quite frankly, if they were looking for terrorists, they'd still also be looking at people that are of the Hispanic ethnicity because they are virtually identical. If an Arabic man didn't change the way he shaved and combed his hair, you wouldn't be able to tell him from a Mexican. And if a Mexican man grew his hair out like Arabs do it, the way they dress in the Middle East, you couldn't tell him from an Arab. You would not be able to tell until you either identified his identity by genes or photo identity. So it's an unfortunate thing, but that's what they're looking for. And if they were looking for white European terrorists and they pulled me over, I'd be like, here's all my info. I'm not going to fight him or say, I'm a sovereign citizen. I am not looking to get my ass kicked on national television by the police for being an arrogant, stupid ass.
I watch a lot of these. I get a lot of these videos sent to me where they stand up to the cop and then eventually the cop has to let them go. Yeah. But because a cop can ask you for an ID, but if you haven't broke the law, you don't have to show them. So because if they bring you in,
if he's not going to arrest you for or stop you for a moving violation or stop you for a crime, then he can't force your ID out of you. But if you provide it almost every time, unless there's a warrant out for you, you're going to get let go.
There's a lot of people just don't like to be asked when they ain't bringing law. Mississippi's a roadblock state, so they roadblock all the time. Matter of fact, y'all see me. I put up hundreds of videos of them roadblocking not a block from my house where the intersections connect between the two bridges where there's no way to get away, which is cheesy in itself. And they say they're doing safety checks. Now, to be honest with you, they don't always ask you for your ID. If your car don't smell like marijuana or alcohol, a lot of time, or you don't look drunk, they just let you go. They don't even ask you. A lot of times nowadays, now the cops are really pissed because they can't really ask you if they smell marijuana anymore. Because someone has a car that smokes weed, it doesn't mean the driver's smoking weed. They might be smoking the weed. So now they can't even ask them. So put them in a bind on what they can do. It's they're kind of stuck. They're pissed off about it, but it doesn't look like the laws are going to change. Actually, it looks like the laws are going to even get worse because the Choctaw Indians now have voted to have recreational marijuana on their native lands, which Mississippi can't do jack shit about. So now you'll be able to drive on to the Choctaw, go buy you some recreational marijuana and bring it home with you. They don't get stopped by regular PD because if you don't have a thing, you're going to jail. And they're going to be watching, so don't think they're not. They're going to be looking for ways, setting up roadblocks and stuff. Well, they can't do too much of that because then the casino could sue them saying, hey, or whatever over there could sue them and say, hey,
they're
look,
targeting the business. Yeah.
you're hurting our business, blah, 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 blah. So, but still, they're going to be watching. So, look, I mean, I can't tell you how many people I know that have left Colorado, hit Wichita, Texas, and was pulled over. I mean, every billboard you see in Wichita,
Well,
Texas,
there's all
you
kinds
get
of traffic scams like that across the country. In North Carolina, I'm not sure exactly the city, but it might be just outside of Raleigh and Durham. But about in the middle of the state, there's always this one construction zone. There's never any construction equipment there, and there's never any men there doing any construction, like fixing the road or putting in a sewer or whatever. There's no work being done, but yet there's signs, and they say speed limit is now 55 or whatever. And if
that guy's queer for Trump. You seen that?
Fine. So all it is a scam for that little county or city police department to make revenue to support their police department. That's all.
Oh yeah, they did. But some scams you can get them on, some can't scam. See, like Joe and I were coming back from. I had just done a really good lecture in Utah, and we'd been down at Area 51. It was a really good trip. And we're coming back. We stopped off in Colorado, and because we were coming through Colorado, so we hit Wichita, Texas. All of a sudden, I look up my rearview mirrors. I seen the cops sitting on the hill, so I knew I wasn't speeding. I look up my rearview mirror. As woo, woo, woo. I'm like, shit. And Joe's asleep. So we pull over. Joe Renard. We pull over. And cop comes up to the car. And blah blah blah. What's wrong with your friend? I said he's sleeping. He's waking up now. And then the cop goes back and forth a few times. He said, "You got a gun?" I said, "Yeah, I have one in the glove compartment." I said, "In the center glove compartment." He said, "It's registered to you." I said, "Yeah, it's registered to me." And then he goes, "Where are you from? You don't sound like you're from New York." I said, "I'm not. I'm from Louisiana. This is a rental." And then, I'm not kidding, he took a sigh and he said, "Oh, man, I'm sorry." But he didn't stop. He goes, "Oh, well, I think I smell marijuana in your car. I want to search it." I said, "Well, we'll get a warrant." And he's like, "What?" I said, "Go get a warrant." I said, "Because you ain't smelling no marijuana in the car, so you're full of shit." And he got all mad. And I'm like, and then Joe got upset. Joe kept wanting to go to the bathroom. I guess he was sick. He had got diarrhea, probably just woke up. Cops were there, it's probably crapping all over himself. And I say, so then the cops like, "Well, look, your friend's acting weird, blah, 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 blah. I want to search the car." I said, "Well, go get a warrant." And he's like, "Oh, come on, man. Now, he said, if you wouldn't let me get a warrant if you didn't have nothing in your car." I said, "We'll go get a warrant. I guess we can both find out who's lying, who's telling the truth." He said, "Well, if you make me get a warrant, I'm going to take you to jail." I said, "For what? There's nothing in my car, so how are you going to take me to jail?" He just looked up at me like, he said something. He says, "Well, I wasn't going to write you a ticket." So then he writes myself and Jay both a ticket saying that there was marijuana in the car, but for some reason there was no weight, and that we did 1 mile over the speed limit, and that's what he stopped us for. And I'm like, "Really?" I said, "Okay, whatever." I signed the paperwork, took my shit, and left. And so we get home. A couple weeks go by. So I sent him the money. I didn't want to have. It was $176. I sent him the money. And then I realized I just had this problem a year earlier in Mississippi, getting stopped on the way to a casino. And I forgot on my phone, it tracks me by GPS, mile by mile by mile by mile. So I pulled up the GPS, and at no point did I break 74 miles an hour. And you can see when he pulls me over, because you can see me when I pull and slow down and park. And the whole time we were parked. So I took all of that and sent it to the district attorney in Wichita, Texas. They called me. We talked. They refunded my money. Took it. He said, but they couldn't take it off my record unless I drove to Wichita and signed the paperwork. No, really. I live in bumpkin nowhere, Mississippi. I'm not about to drive all the way to Bumbuck, Wichita, Texas. Now I said, "You know what, dude? If I'm ever on my way to Utah somewhere," I said, "I'll stop by and sign the paperwork." I said, "But this is some bullshit." I said, "This was bullshit. The whole thing was a scam." I said, "I just got off because I was smart enough to have this on my phone." And I said, that way, He said, "Well, he said, there's a lot of people bringing marijuana through Colorado." He said, "You got New York plates." I'm like, "Well, don't New York have weed?" I thought y'all had medical marijuana in New York or around New York. I know there's some weed around New York or in New York. So I don't know what the big deal is when they see the New York place. Now, when they see the Colorado place, when we got stopped here on Interstate down here, I was driving one of them white Chrysler 300s with the blacked out windows. And we had Colorado plates, and that cop stopped us. He harassed me. He said, "If I got to get a warrant, I'll get a warrant. I'm searching this car. You're not get." I said, "Dude, there is." I was on my way to go pick up John and Emily. I said, "There is nothing in this car." I said, "You know what? Give me the paper. I'll sign it. You can go search the car." He searched. He searched. He searched. He searched. He searched. He searched. I said, "Are you happy now?" He's like, "Yeah, okay. There's nothing in your car." And then that was it. He left. We left. You know, it's just the fact that they even that they even do that. They should get fined when they do that. I mean, really and truly, that's just harassment. Is all that was. And because I was driving that car, I got stopped. I've learned that when I get a rental car, I tell them no. You know what I usually tell them? Give me a Toyota Camry, gray or black. For some reason, they don't even notice them fucking cars. The gray ones, they don't even notice at all. You be 80 miles an hour, blow by a cop in a 50, he won't even look at you.
That's exactly what color my car is, the gray Toyota Camry.
I call it the sky gray because when it's like thunder sky gray or some shit, it just blends in. People just don't even notice it. It's just there. I know that for a fact.
We've only had marijuana in New York for like 3 years now. So, I mean, there are people going out west.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, this would have been before that then. Yeah, so they wouldn't have had it then.
People going out west buying tons of weed, bringing it back to sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so yeah, this would have been before 3 years ago. This was about 5.
New York, New Jersey license plates, you don't want to touch them. Now people come to New York to buy weed.
Oh, look what I got. What is this, man?
Pennsylvania, the weed's still not legal.
No,
Ohio.
but it's there's a bill gaining traction right now in it passed through the, I guess what would be the equivalent of like the representatives, and it's now in the Congress for Pennsylvania. They're making amendments to it, I think was the last thing I heard, but I think it's got enough traction. It'll go through, and we'll probably have it by the end of the year.
But this is a swap of the whole Midwest, north to south. That's the red barrier that you can't get caught with weed. I mean,
every state surrounding us except for West Virginia is recreational. And I think West Virginia is going to go next year.
So,
no, I'm saying like
let me think for a second.
Nebraska,
yeah,
Texas.
they don't have it up there. The heartland and Texas is just dicks.
Kansas,
my language.
The Midwest is kind of dry. It's the East Coast and the West Coast are where it's
Montana.
It's all the coast, really.
If you get weed on you, you're driving east to west. You're breaking the law because you're bound to drive through states that don't have it. You know what I mean? I did.
So the biggest problem is let's see, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana all have it. Arkansas has it. Does Oklahoma has it? So if Oklahoma has it, you can get around Texas because Oklahoma touches Colorado. You just drive in, and then all the way to California, they all have it. So really, the coastal states have it, whether it's a Gulf Coast, East Coast, or Pacific Coast, Atlantic Coast, they all seem to have it. It's the interior of our country is like, screw you and your pot, you pothead motherfuckers. That's really how they feel about it. I was talking to a friend of mine in Kansas the other day, and I was like, when y'all going to get marijuana? He said, we don't want no marijuana in this state. I'm like, what do you mean you don't want marijuana? I said, I know you smoke marijuana. He said, we don't want it in our state. I was like, well, bite me. How's that, trigger boy?
Well, and I think it's at this point irresponsible for any state legislation to resist even a medical bill. The revenue stream alone from that is enough to support one state's everything they need: public schools, roads, sewer, electric, everything that you need to keep your state up and running without collapsing under your feet. You can get from just that one revenue stream of tax the shit out of medical marijuana. In most states, it's somewhere between 9 and 12%. In Maryland, for the medical, I believe it's 8, and for the recreational, it's 9% tax. It's just 3% more than regular state sales tax. So it's 3 cents more per dollar to buy marijuana than it is to buy a package of cigarettes. That's it.
Yeah, well, marijuana is awful expensive. I mean, it's kind of a ripoff, is what it is.
The prices are coming down.
The prices are dropping.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
prices
are.
are
It's getting
dropping
better,
fast.
but it's still kind of a ripoff.
And it is still kind of
There's
a
a lot
ripoff.
out
But
there, man.
in the defense of the few dispensaries that are in the area, their prices are comparable to illegal street sales.
You know, it's
They sell the same amount in quantities for the same prices. I mean, it's virtually mirrored.
yeah. So, but it shouldn't be like that. It should be quite a bit cheaper.
But
Uh,
it is what it is.
so I live. There's two counties right here where. Well, there's two counties where I live right now, which has got about maybe 24,000 people between the three big cities. Not even that, probably about 18,000. There are 9, 10, 11 pot dispensaries. 11. That's. I mean, and what percentage of the population is actually smoking out of that 20,000 people? 2,000, 5,000. I guarantee it's not more than 5,000. Probably more. It's probably around 2,500 to 3,000. So the price should be way cheap. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of times I'm just being ripped off, man. It aggravates me. It's especially when one of my friends tells me, "Oh, Joe, I can get an ounce in the street for $60." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What?" And he said it's good too, man. It's fresh, sticky. That's another thing when you buy marijuana from the state. You rarely ever get sappy weed anymore.
Yeah, if you anyone's, I don't know how they've done it in other states, but on ours, each product they have a sticker that tells you when it was harvested, and then you've bought it probably 3 to 6 months after it was harvested, so it's already been in the bag or whatever container they use for 6 months, and then it has an expiration date 6 months forward to the exactly the year date that it was harvested. So you're getting a half year old product, 6 months year old product, when you should have gotten it the day it was harvested. Why can't they sell it, that
Well,
month?
I know there's some reasons why they got to test it, and the main reason though is they want it dry enough that so if they tell you it's 7 grams, of course if it's wet when they sell it to you, and you get it home and it's like it's sat up for 2 or 3 months, then it's going to lose a chunk of its weight, and then you're going to go be mad when to go back and say, hey, wait, what's going on here? This is doesn't weigh right.
Well, I do got to say, one of the first purchases I made, I have a fairly decent scale in my kitchen. So when I bought, like, I think it was a 14-gram half ounce, I put a piece of paper on my scale, zeroed it out, put just the weed, not the container it came in, on the thing, and I got 15 grams. So it was a gram heavy. So they're usually pretty good on the weights, because I guarantee you there's sticklers out there that weigh every purchase they make. And
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. As long as it's
it's
4,
they're gonna yell.
yeah, but as long as it's 4 months or older, it's going to weigh right. But if you're getting it fresh, it's not going to weigh. It's going to be too.
Yeah,
heavy.
but I mean, if you get it fresh and it weighs, you buy 7 grams and you buy it fresh, wet and sticky, and it's 7 grams, and you take it home and you start smoking it, you're not going to notice that it dried out and you lost, 2 grams of weight because of the water loss. You're going to smoke it.
Yeah, but if you get it, if it's picked and for some reason it goes by even 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it'll drop a good bit of weight.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, what the hell? And even though you know what the hell, because you know what happened.
Well, in the process of them, it probably spends at least a month before it's packaged anyway. So that month it's harvested, it's probably drying in the silo or whatever building they're using to, process the product.
It's going to be weird way. They're going to have to figure out something a little better than the way they got it now, though, because really and truly, it should be way cheaper. When it goes national, it should be like dirt cheap.
I imagine if and or when they reschedule it to a schedule, whatever the lower scheduled drug, I think 3 they're going to put it at.
Yeah.
Then it becomes less of a danger, and the profit should come up and the prices go down.
Yeah. But see, that's the other problem. So right now you've got 24 states that have legal marijuana, and they're
27.
all growing. So they're all growing it themselves. And then you've got all these other states that have medical marijuana, and they're all growing it themselves. So when it finally becomes legal, you're going to have all these states growing marijuana, plus these other countries are going to be wanting to sell it to us. I mean, it should be almost giving the shit away. I mean, really. This
place is 20 minutes away from me. So, I mean, and they got it all, man. They got it all.
And then especially for the flower part of it, I think they probably got like 60 different, 70 different kinds. And when you go in, you sign in with like almost like a sommelier, and they take you, they ask you what you want, the highs, the lows, or whatever. But I mean, they've got it all. And then, I think their prices are pretty normal. You know, 25 bucks per eighth or 150 for an ounce, 140 for an ounce, depending. I think it depends. So, like, look, you see the THC level, you see the price and what that is. That's
Some
a
they
half
give you terpenes that are percentage of the terpenes that are in each batch. Yeah, it's
ounce.
information.
70
I guess
bucks.
they're forced to put up, but I don't give a shit about that information. I
I'm
want
saying
this.
70 bucks for a half ounce. That's a kind of about normal. But 31.6 THC. I mean that's pretty intense, man.
Most
You
of
know
the
what I mean?
strains they're selling now are double and triple what we were smoking in the 80s.
The gummies are 100 grams, 100% THC, 100 megagrams THC. I mean, I don't know. They got pre rolls and all that, but I'm just saying, like a few years ago, this was totally
Some
illegal
places
in
give
Europe.
you really cool containers. Like this is a pre-roll container. It's empty, but you can reuse it for other things. That some of the places have really cool, not only containers that their stuff comes in, but cool accessories. Rolling trays and you name it.
Dude,
I mean,
they've got
the gear
like
market has boomed tremendously. I mean, there's a head shop in every dispensary now.
there's these tables there that have the weed, and they have like little containers. You can kind of snip it, like you squeeze the thing and it blasts the area.
No, you're
So I
lucky. We don't
mean,
have that here. It's like they call
it's
it the weed
I just
tender or
think
the bud
I think
tender.
it's
It's
amazing.
like a bartender, but for buds.
Yeah, I think it's amazing how far
Yeah.
it's come. You know what I mean? In such a small amount of time. I mean,
So Colorado and California are great because when you're there, you walk in. It is like a beer. It's like a bud bar. You walk in. They got all these different kinds. You can smell them. You can sample them. They got depending on who you are. They don't let everybody touch their weed, but they and then of course they've got silver, bronze, and gold as far as ounces go. So silver ounce runs you about $80. A gold anywhere from 120 to 140, and then the platinum is about 300. Well, 200 to 300, depending on what it is. All of them are good. You're not getting any. The lowest thing they have in their shop is 21, which is good for most people. 21 to 25 is usually enough THC to get most people pretty lit. And any more than that, you're just wanting to get to where you're kind of vegetating. And when you get in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, you're just 50s is just okay. So that's not even marijuana anymore. You might as well be doing LSD at that point. It's
No
I mean,
touchy, only smell. Hey, Jay, I sent you a song for the first break.
it's which we're coming up on pretty fast. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be New Yorkers.
No touchy.
Okay, delete. No touchy. No, you're no touchy. $50 touchies.
We maybe before we go to break, you guys might enjoy this.
Oh my!
Sorry,
He blows his
Harvey,
damn
this
brains
was
out all
classic.
over the damn.
The guy was hired as the consultant for the film, and then they heard his tape where he teaches other drill sergeants to do those calling cadences, and they switched him and put him in the movie instead. And he, brilliant acting career ever since.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you've been told, but "Pussy Sure Is Cold." That's been around since I was in the Navy.
Yeah, I mean it was U.S. Marine Corps, but it gives you an idea what you guys go through. I mean,
there was a lot of different ones. I don't even remember them anymore, but there was a lot of different ones I used to sing when we. Because the thing of it is, when you're in the service, you don't walk anywhere.
Nope.
It's not how it works.
Yeah.
So you're singing the whole time. Somebody's singing to you the whole time, or you're singing it once. Or once the company commander kicks it off, or whoever's running number two, it kicks it off. That's it. Everybody's singing as they're going along. It also helps you, and you don't realize this, but it helps you to breathe. It teaches you to take deeper breaths, so that when you're in combat or you're fighting, it's just natural to you. So it gives you more stamina, makes it easier for you to kill somebody. It's just military doesn't do anything without a reason. It's
Well,
unfortunately.
it also helps you takes your mind off the fact that you got a blister blowing up on your left foot and your right toe is becoming hammer toe. So it takes your mind off the pain and woe.
Actually, I got to give the military credit for that. They were really good about taking care of their people.
Yeah.
Navy was. I can't speak for all of them, but Navy was. You got a boil in your ass, they were ready to lance it in a heartbeat. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. I got coastal chondritis, which is the meat separating from the bones on your ribs from doing push-ups. What happened was I got in trouble for the stupid shit, and I was out doing push-ups, and then the whole company got in trouble for similar stupid shit. So all of us were out there doing it. And then this female lieutenant comes walking through in a skirt. You got to remember, there's 160 guys ain't seen no poontang now in 10 weeks. So maybe 8 weeks at least. But anyway, she come walking through and she said, for anybody who looks up, it's an extra 10 push-ups for everybody in the company. Really? Every motherfucker in the company looked up. We were doing push-ups for like 2 hours.
Jeez.
I'm not kidding. I mean, because everybody, my arms were just like butter. Because there's no way she was walking and she wasn't wearing no drawers, so she just walking along. And every guy looked at, because we figured the logic was, look, the guy in front of you looked up, you might as well look up because everybody's gonna have to do the push-ups. It was horrible, man. It was horrible. Yeah, but they knew they were gonna do it. She knew it. That's why they sent her out there, because they knew every guy in the damn company was going to do it. Teach you a lesson. Keep your eyes down. Keep your eyes down. Keep your eyes forward, man. Navy was a strange place. Boot camp was a strange place.
Yep.
Never again volunteer yourself. NAVY.
No, I mean, boot camp. I mean, don't get me wrong. The first 2 weeks of boot camp sucked beyond belief. But after that, I got to know people. I got a little rank. Got to do some stuff. I was having a good time. I got laid by a E3. It was an E0 at the time, and she worked in the kitchen, and I was working in the scullery. And when you go into the ovens where they bake all the bacon and shit, they're like 2 stories tall, and they have these big, huge racks that go up around. She said, "Come on, we're gonna get a rack. We got a rack." She's got the rack. Oh man, it was wild. It was wild, I think it's like 10 weeks at this time. I ain't even seen a woman. Every now and then you'd see the hookers come by and stick their boobs through the fence, which was hilarious. And if you're marching and you look, oh man, you're in trouble. And they're screaming at you, big tits all through the fence. I mean, they're screaming their ass off. You're trying not to look.
Yeah. Good luck with that, fellas.
Oh man, Commander would lose his mind every time. He'd lose his mind. Oh, y'all want to look? And then of course he'd step up the pace. And everybody's still looking. He's stepping up again. Next thing you know, you had a full run. And you're running 2 miles because you're going to piss the commander off. But still, the exercise was good. I mean, I really enjoyed the schools. I learned a lot of shit in the Navy. I went to a lot of different classes in the Navy. To be a sailor, you got to know a lot of shit. You can't just go get out on a ship and not know anything. It don't quite work that way. You first off, you got to be a firefighter. That's one thing about the Navy guy.
Has to fight fires.
Everybody has to know how to fight fires. So when you get out of the Navy, you're already a firefighter. If you want to go get a job as a firefighter, you've got the job. It's your job.
Yeah.
It's they're like, well, you're trained, dude. We're not worried about you. You're definitely trained. It's just Bill. That's just part of it. It's just you learn all kind of other stuff, and then of course they teach you about every STD that exists. There's a whole day class on that shit. I'm not kidding you, man. We even went to go to lunch and come back.
Let the hookers in.
I was like, and then they had a guy who came around to like on week 4 who could do hypnosis in case you were having a hard time adjusting.
Oh, you see. How would that help you?
It's I guess they would try to hypnotize you to be calm or something. I always thought it was a little bit flaky, if you ask me, but
kind of weird, yeah.
But hey, it worked for some people. I didn't have that hard time adjusting. The first 2 weeks was a bitch because all they do is scream at you, and you go to sleep at 8 and you get up at 4. It's just how it is. And I mean, that's really what they do. And you do a lot of running, and nobody's in shape. So I mean, I remember we're going to run 2 miles. So yeah, I made it about a quarter mile, fell out on the side of the grass. huffing and puffing like somebody shot me in the lung or something. And I wasn't the only one, man. I mean, geez, and you seen guys scattered down the whole length of the track. Nobody was in shape to run that. I mean, you have to run 2 3/4 miles to graduate. So I mean, and you got to run at a crisp pace. I mean, there's actually a time limit you have to make. So you can't just fuck around. You got to be in decent shape.
Yeah, they literally, I mean, not just regular boot camp. They have some pretty harsh tests. One of my friends, I'll just say his first name, Holt. He went through the Army Black Berets. He was an Army Ranger. One of the tests he had to endure was they took his Beretta M9, his sidearm. They took his M14 rifle, and they took his squad weapon, M249 saw. Disassembled it. They made him disassemble them and throw all the pieces in a duffel bag. And then his drill sergeant would shake the bag up. They put it into a locker, a tall locker. Then they blindfolded him and stuffed him in this locker, which they have taped off the vent hole so no light can get in. They close it. They put a padlock on it, and they shoved him down the stairs. And there's no time limit, but he had to get all 3 guns assembled in a locker, blindfolded, upside down at the bottom of the stairs, before they would unlock him and let him out. And if the guns didn't work, they would start it all over again.
I don't believe that one, Jay.
That's what he told me, man. I'm like, holy shit. How the hell did you do that?
That's a bunch of bullshit, man. That's serious.
If he was Special Forces, maybe not. Special Forces.
No, Joe. No, my cousin was a beret.
I have no reason to disbelieve him, but
my cousin was a beret.
I had to be able to assemble my 45 MAM16 underwater.
Not in a freaking locker.
It didn't matter. I couldn't see it. It was pitch black. It didn't matter if you were in a logger or not. You couldn't see anything. It's and what's creepy about when you're in the water and you're sinking and you can't see anything, it's a very creepy feeling. And a friend of mine goes, "We were going to have a gun." I said, "Dude, the M16 shoots like 10 feet underwater."
Yeah.
I said, and if it hits you, it really ain't going to do you much. I said, no, it's not how that works, man.
It might hurt like a bee sting.
It's better to have a harpoon gun or something like that. But
yeah,
there was a lot of things. Prisoner of war camp, and we had to squeeze down inside this barrel. It was crazy shit. They did some crazy stuff, and still half of it I can't even talk about today. Still half of it is classified. Most everything in prisoner of war camp is classified because they do get kind of nasty. But I tell you what, after 3 days of listening to that guy with all that stupid noise and telling you all this shit, it separates who's going to make it and who's not. You'd be surprised how many of our company just went ape shit bullshit and ran beating on the doors trying to get out. And they do let them out and they send them home. Or they give them a desk job somewhere.
See, Kurt's right. I'm sure it's not the only way they test it. I mean, I'm sure they don't put everybody in a locker and toss them down the stairs.
Well, no, there's a lot of ways. The military is a funny thing because it all depends on what your SOS is going to be or what your MOSs are going to be, whatever your assignment's going to be. So if you're going to be somebody who's going to be behind the lines all the time, basically a spy, you're going to learn stuff that other people aren't going to learn.
Yeah,
because you're not going to need them. See, we were trained to go in and save people who got caught, and they only give you 2 ways to do it: either very, very, very stealthy, or very, very heavy-handedly. Meaning, just go in and blow the shit up out of everything and get your people back. So but that's the only 2 options they ever gave you. But I'm telling you, man, prisoner of war camp I went twice. It sucked. So the first time I went was because of my MOS on the Nimitz, and because I was working in certain places. And the second time was because of Special Forces. And Special Forces was way worse because they push you harder because they figure you have information. They would figure the enemy would know that you would have special information because of your MOS and where you're from. So they push you hard. I escaped twice. First time I escaped, I got 2 broken ribs. Second time I escaped. Who's taking us a break? And the second time I escaped, I got away.
I sent the song to Jay or you, one or the other.
Oh, Jay's in charge of that. I'm just hanging out.
I got the song whenever you were ready to go to break.
Ooh, take us out. We're 5 minutes past or 6 minutes past. I'm flying an airplane now.
Get it, Sherwin. Here's the add to, and here we go. Where did it go? I lost it. Oh, there it is.
Not to play with that thing.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
What's out there? What creates the shadows in the corners or the creatures of the dark? Who are those on the other side? What do they have to say? This is the Gateway Podcast. This is not your normal style of paranormal talk radio. Brought to you live from United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM New Orleans.
Who's this guy? Oh, looks like another one. It's showing from the future.
New moon, set intentions. Waxing, call in abundance. Full moon, charge your energy. Waning, release what no longer serves. Under the full moon, we illuminate our sacred power. Join us for moon magic and rituals on Beneath the Hollow Moon. Your ritual begins now.
The power agency is built for those who move like predators, decide like weapons, and execute like their life depends on it. You're either fully in, or you're invisible.
Do you feel invisible?
Yeah.
Am I invisible? No, there I am. Look, I see myself. I'm not invisible.
Kinda am, yeah, but now I'm not.
I'll show my pretty face. I'll show my pretty face.
Somebody. No, I'm not invisible. No, Let me put the comment thing on so I can see comments. Look, Heidi's not invisible. What's that? Where's the power?
No,
Oh, there it is.
My video got canceled in Japan.
That's because you kept showing your naked self in that as that
I
future
don't
ghost
know.
thing. That's why. No, that's why.
I just got a message saying my show. Well, it's on my Facebook page. Said that it's blocked in Japan.
What happens when you get naked? They don't like naked Americans in Japan.
And I just says yay.
Hey, Japan is cool.
Come on.
Oh yeah, remind me. I got a clip I want to play. Actually, on one of the
Is this
shots.
Tel
It's only a
Aviv
minute
or
long.
California?
Jerusalem.
Okay. Thank you.
Is this happening right now, Mike?
Yeah, it's live. They're expecting a missile attack.
Ooh.
They've been getting some through. I mean, they shoot a lot of them down, but
Yeah, I got a clip I'll show you in a little while. It's only a minute long, but there's a shitload of stuff in the sky when you see it.
That
Put it on,
body
put it
to
on, put it
the
on,
left
man.
is the Mediterranean. Yes, fellas?
I'll get rid of this. Something's going on right here.
All right, hold on. I'll play this one right quick. Let me pull it up. Well, let me find out where I don't even know where I got it at, actually.
Okay,
Where is it? Where is it?
That's funny.
Did I put it on Facebook? Let me check. Sometimes I stick stuff on Facebook. That looks like us. Oh, I know Kerry Lynn. Hey, Kerry Lynn, how you doing? Yeah, I know him. I know him. Maybe I need to refresh the page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that chat thing. Ooh, ICE riots. Oh, I like this. I read this earlier today. Anti-ICE riot funding investigated after numerous high-budget requests for paid. Oh man, so they had found
protesters.
Yeah, so they had found out that the federal government was paying one of these organizations in California, one of these riot organizations, $38 million a year, $38 billion a year, to help get people out of jail, to use them for lawyers, to set up these kind of gigs around the country. So now they're wondering if this is just illegal to do this. So I guess we're going to find out. Where the hell?
I mean, if they're paying an agency to find people to pay to become violent at protests and rallies, yeah, that's 100% illegal.
That's what I was thinking it was too, but we're going to find out. Who is this? Hello, how are you doing? I'm live on the radio at the moment, so I can't answer you. I will answer you later, though. Okay. Where the hell did I put this? I hate when I do this. I put somewhere. I totally forget where I stuck it at. Because I'm watching, oh, you know what? Maybe I stuck it on YouTube. I watch so many different sources now. I forget what I'm watching half the time. Because I like to watch stuff on Roku because I got all those news feeds set up on Roku, and then people love sending me lefties losing it stuff, man. Oh my God, they send it to me by the tons. And have you seen this one, Joe? And there's a lot of people doing this lefties losing it stuff now. It's kind of gotten crazy. Okay, let's see. I don't want to do that. Let's go there. Hey, it's the chat. Look, it's the chat. Whoa, there's a lizard man over there. Where the hell did he come from?
From Lizardonia. Where else?
I don't know. It was kind of weird seeing a lizard man pop up. Well, wait, let me just go back. I looked over there and there was a lizard man. I was like, okay, where did the lizard man came? Here, let's go find the page.
Yeah, Kurt. Last night we were showing some of the video feeds from both Tehran and some of the missile strikes in Tel Aviv. The dramatic difference was that the buildings and cities that they attacked in and near Tehran and Iran were still burning, whereas there was really whatever was burning in Tel Aviv had stopped burning. So I think the damage is, the win is on the Israeli side for that first volley.
Yeah, pretty much. I have to say. It didn't look like it.
That's Tehran right there.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. What is this?
You keep your oil factories at the shore, you dumbasses. Oh, they don't have a shore. Sorry.
They have 8 large tankers that keep one blue, another one blue, and they keep blowing up.
It's like a Roman candle. As soon as you light it, you gotta wait for each charge to light off.
Oh. I'm hearing lightning and thunder in my damn ear.
Is this a live feed or is this a replay?
This is just footage. There's no live feeds in Iran. They don't allow that shit. In fact, the government said
I'm sure there's some live feeds. It's just coming through our satellites, and the government's going to not let us see that shit either for a few days. So.
Yeah, the government says no big deal, like the Iranian government,
Well, the Iranian. Oh, here it is. I found it. The Iranian government says they shot down 3 F-35s.
Yeah, I've got some. links up here too. Iranian stars got shot down another F-35 belonging to Israeli regime.
Israelis say it's bullshit, but Iran says it's not. Let me find this. Okay, here it is. I finally found this thing. I forgot I was on MSN earlier, so.
Ew. Sorry. Were you able to hold your lunch in this time?
It's good. Well, I use them for links because they're pretty good with links. I gotta give them credit for that.
I haven't had their sausage link, so I'll have to give them a shot next time.
Oh my God! Somebody smacked Jay. Who's closest to him? Sean, just reach out. Oh no, you might poke him in the ass. Michael, reach down, smack him in the head. We don't want Sean to get smelly fingers in there, man. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's see. Maybe there's audio to this. Let's see what the audio says. It's only a minute and 19.
Boom, boom,
look at it. Look at it. It's like raining.
Oh, come on. What? Boom. Oh, boom.
I mean,
this is flying over Jordan, I guess. Wow. Okay.
They're just, it was like raining. Wait, let's go back. Let's go back. Hey, come on, get out of my way, thing. I hate my computer's doing its shit. There it goes again. I mean, it's just raining shit out of the sky.
Yeah.
This is getting snuffed out. What got me is I didn't even see the. Oh, what we got here? Oh, this one don't look like it's gonna get taken out. Oh shit! Oh nope, they're going.
I can't lose again this year.
AI that with Copilot.
Dude, shut up. You interrupt us in the middle of somebody getting the shit blown up out of them. Come on.
Did we get our Golden Dome yet?
No, we won't have it. It'll take 2-3 years to get it.
It'll fly through Congress now that this is happening.
It'll make it a lot easier. Yeah, it'll make it a lot easier.
Of defense being so effective. I mean, how many missiles did we see hit Tel Aviv last night? 3, 4, 5, 6 out of hundreds?
Actually, from what I seen, there was one real strike and 3 or 4 where like the missile was blown in half or something.
Like I said, 5 or 6 missiles actually hit out of the 100, 200 missiles they sent to that city.
Yeah, but only one of them actually was an explosion missile.
True, but that's less than 1% of their missiles were effective.
Well, if you got a 1,000-ton bomb, 1% is pretty good.
They put a bloody nose on Israel.
Iran's retaliation for Israel's attack on its nuclear program.
Don't miss out on amazing deals at Best Buy.
All right, commercial, shut up. We don't get to it.
Iran continued targeting Israel with a barrage of missiles this morning. Israeli military officials say most were intercepted, but at least 3 people were killed and dozens more wounded. This comes 2 days after Israeli forces used warplanes, drones, and covert operatives to target Iran's top military leaders and scientists, along with its nuclear facilities. Iran also sent a warning to the United States, France, and the United Kingdom that their bases and ships in the Middle East will be targeted if they help Israel stop Tehran's missile attacks.
Oh, yes,
Haley following the conflict from Israel joins us now. Haley, good morning.
Good morning, Dana. 2 U.S. officials confirmed to CBS News that the United States helped Israel intercept some of those Iranian missiles overnight as Iran retaliated for that Israeli attack.
Boom, that was a hit.
Through the night, sending millions across Israel to bomb shelters.
Boom, that was a hit.
Iranian retaliatory strikes rained down on the country. Some made it through Israel's missile defense systems, smashing into homes, injuring dozens and killing at least 3. Israel, meanwhile, continued its massive assault on Iran, its largest ever air offensive against its longtime enemy, killing at least 70 people and wounding.
What? Who hit pause?
Stuck.
In the aftermath of an attack.
I said I plan a Paris honeymoon. I've never even been to Europe.
AI that with Copilot.
Fuck you, Copilot. Get out of there. What the hell? What did I get?
Skippity skip.
I must have hit it. I must have missed it.
Israel said its assault was necessary to stop Iran from developing a nuclear weapon. On Friday, global nuclear watchdog, the IAEA, warned of the serious risk of combat around nuclear sites.
Any military action that jeopardizes the safety and security of nuclear facilities risks grave consequences for the people of Iran, the region, and beyond.
Hundreds of supporters of Iran's hardline government turned out in Tehran to celebrate their country's response to Israel's attacks. We will continue to give a crushing response with the support of our people, our leader, and our brave soldiers. This
you're stupid. You're going to die.
They were told to come out and praise their leaders or be heavily taxed next month.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sent a message to the Iranian people.
And the time has come for you to unite around your flag and your historic legacy.
Tungsten
by
Ron
standing up
dropping
for
out
your
of space,
freedom
Kurt.
from an evil and oppressive regime.
Dr. Raz Zimt is the director of the Iran program at Israel's Institute for National Security Studies.
Is there a risk that the regime could fall because of these assaults?
Right now, I think that the only way for a regime change in Iran is if the Iranian regime collapses from within, or if we see more and more protests going on inside Iran.
And Israel's defense minister has warned this morning that, quote, Tehran will burn if it continues firing missiles at Israel, which it has vowed to do. Michelle.
Haley Ott in London. Thank you.
Ooh, I don't think Israel's saying. I think the U.S. gave him a big fat bird finger. Okay,
Yeah, we pretty much said, you know, if you're going to retaliate against us,
Curiosity is
we
a
were helping.
question at the edge of every thought.
So,
okay, we're done with these people. Let's get out of here. All right, so that was interesting.
I don't think it would be smart for Tehran to launch any attacks against us or anyone else in the region who's helping.
Well, so
Israel.
wait. Let's play this out for a minute. So there's only boats they can shoot at right now, ours. So they start shooting at our boats. They hit one of our boats, which would be the worst scenario. Then we unleash.
World War III begins.
I don't know how many ships we have in the area, but we unleash 100, 150 Tomahawk.
There's at least 2 or 3 carrier task groups in that region right now. Because not only are they within striking distance of the Middle East, they are also within striking distance of the Ukraine.
Hey, can you see F-35s coming from 5 different locations and F-18s? I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that.
Apparently, they were already in the area being flown by the IDF and being captured.
Well, they own so.
Iranian.
I think Israel has 35 F-35s. They ordered another 50, but it was cut to 25 more. Anyway, they're going to end up with 3 squadrons is what they're going to end up with.
Well, if they lost 3, then they're at 33 again.
But Israel says they didn't lose any. And everybody's saying the same thing. F-35 ain't been shot down in any conflict. And Iran shot them down with what?
Yeah, with the F-15, F-14s we gave them 30, 40 years ago.
They're not even flying that. They're flying F-4 Phantoms.
That's an even older platform. When did that come out? 70s?
That's what I'm saying.
That's a Vietnam era plane.
Yeah, it's a good plane, but not against something like an F-35. It's not.
A-10 Warthog.
But it's not any planes. They already have air superiority. Nobody's flying any planes over there. These are ground missiles. They're saying that they were shot down by air defense.
The Israeli Air Defense Forces, they did send planes over and were dropping missiles off their planes into parts of Tehran and other areas.
You know, I could see him getting an old funky plane, maybe, but shooting down an F-35 takes I don't know what you're going to hit it with.
Look, what did we send over in the Desert Storm, the first Desert Storm? How many F-117s? 29 of them? Something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
They didn't send everything we had, but we didn't have a whole lot of them. Each one of those planes cost $1 billion to build and maintain, and they decimated the Iranian air forces 40 years ago or 30 years ago in Desert Storm. Why do they think they even have a chance of knocking down our latest, level 6 fighter?
And if they've got planes these days, it's probably like a MiG-20 or something, MiG-23 or some shit, MiG-25.
A MiG-29, they're not going to come up against. They're not going to win against an F-35.
Russia ain't giving them no MiG-29. So you can forget that.
That's what I'm saying. Even if they had one, it's not going to defeat an F-35.
SU-35. They're not. They got the SU-35, but I don't think they're going to give them up either. Russia's kind of like us with some planes. They're like, no, these are our planes. You're not getting these. F-35 is a generic plane made to be sold around the world. It's a good plane. It's fighter capable. It's got a lot of good points.
Armor capable.
But it's not a F-22. It's funny because people get mad about that, but when they show the top diddliest things in our arsenal, the F-22 is in there. The F-35 is not. Tells you something right there. Because they went through the 5 most deadliest weapons.
Well, I think the reason is
plus 3 of them were nukes.
But the F-22 is a frontline fighter. The F-35 is a ground support fighter. That's the difference.
It's supposed to be a FA is what it's supposed to be, fighter attack. Just like the F-18 Hornets, the FA.
But its main purpose is though it will back up ground troops, tanks, and other things. It's a tank getter. It's a plane getter.
But it's also supposed to be able to. It's also supposed to be a babysit eyes in the skies, back up other aircraft in the sky because it's supposed to be fast and stealthy.
Well, it does.
Kill you before you.
It has a drone package it can launch for surveillance too, or is that the F-22?
F-22 is a little bit different than F-35.
A drone package and for like photo surveillance and that kind of, and maybe even weaponized drones for attack.
Oh, if it's an in-house one, both of them probably can do it because they've got the bays are kind of the way the bays are set up. They can probably do a lot of things. The F-35 has one advantage over the F-22. It's the fact that it can have weapons on its wings. Which of course causes its stealth, but the F-22
uses fuel carrying capacity too. But
they made stealth tanks for the F-22, so it can have twice or 3 times the range. It's a more deadly plane. Its handling capability next to the F-35 is not even in the same range. F-22 does things planes should just not even be able to do. There's just things they do that I've watched them fly these things, and when they do that soft tail, and then they come down and they float it around, planes are not supposed to do that. That's just not something.
Planes aren't supposed to stop in midair.
Well, they're not supposed to do that either.
I saw the Harrier jump jet when it was unveiled to the public for the first time. This is at Andrews Air Force Base up here in Maryland. We were stunned. The announcer said, "Watch this plane," and it took off like a regular plane. And we were sitting. The runway was right in front of us, so it took off like a regular thing. And as soon as it got off the runway, it stopped in midair over the tree line, and then did a full 360. And the whole crowd stood and was like, "Holy shit!" It was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen.
It's just the plane is this is beastified.
It's like 180 hairpin turn, and that F-14 would crumble under that. Look at that.
It's this plane is just designed to just kill people.
Vertical.
I remember. Yeah, and he can punch it. He ain't. And you know what? This jet does not have afterburners on it. How you like that?
It's got vectored thrust.
It's they were talking about that because it makes it lighter and faster. And it's got some kind. Yeah, it's got vectored thrust, but it's also got something else that gives it more power. Something to do with the way the engine's set up.
So the G's don't kill you, man. Like, wow, look at that thing.
It's moving beyond the speed of sound. That's why those.
But it's the only other plane that can do a straight vertical climb is the F-14 Tomcat. There's no other plane that can do it.
Yep.
And it's only because it has swept wings.
Really amazing to fly something like that.
Well, in the beginning they called it the Widowmaker.
The wing design on this is more of like an extended chine.
It's all one piece, though. Look at it. See, we've talked about all one piece crafts before. There's big advantages to all one piece.
Yeah. Less stress, less
gives
friction.
You more strength. Yeah, it gives you more strength all the way across. those wings are one big heavy chunky bladey wing. They're made to take a lot of stress, and it can just straight. And what's great, I watched one not too long ago do this. It went straight up, and they were showing an SU-35, and it was starting to stall at about half the climb. So as the SU-35 rolled the pitch over to get out the way, Dev stopped midair, dropped, turned over, and he was gone. The SU-35 never had a chance. I mean, it was like he was like, "I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you. Watch this. I'm going to kill you now." I was like,
Our
I was
F-22.
impressed.
If anyone's
I
ever
was
seen
impressed.
Firefox with Clint Eastwood, it's a good movie. It's a spy movie. It's a military movie. It's all around good movie. And he steals an aircraft called the Foxbat, which has forward chines on the cockpit, and it's controlled by a heads-up helmet display that is voice
Yeah,
activated in
Russian
Russian.
Foxbat.
Yeah, and so this is basically what Direct 22 can do. It's got a heads-up displays, and it allegedly has weapons controlled by the helmet, and a vertical takeoff and lift. Nothing can stop it. Short of a UFO, nothing can stop this latest fighter craft.
Okay, people, everybody who's listening, I'm going to give y'all a classification of F2 now because I'm going to tell y'all a secret. So the F-22 has something. It actually has a couple things, but it has one particular thing it has that no other jets currently have right now. Now, this is an inside the cockpit thing. What do y'all think it is?
I'm going to say cup holder.
Well, might have one. I wouldn't doubt that, Mike. They might actually be one of those. The pilot probably had one of them freaking installed.
Probably a
Heads
whiskey,
up display right there on the top of the
a
cockpit
whiskey
console.
dispensary.
So the plane can be flown without a joystick or without any equipment.
There are no physical controls,
they have a little thing that goes on the head. It's not a helmet. It's a little thing with all these sensors on it. And you got a helmet that goes over it and straps on. And you do not have to have any instrumentation to fly this plane at all. You don't have to have any displays. It's all right there for you. And they say that it gives them such an advantage. He said, by the time an ordinary pilot thinks that he has to turn, this guy's already killed him.
Yeah.
He said one thought is action. For most planes, thought, hand, then action. But for this, it's just thought is action, and then you're dead. And it's already can kill you from a distance anyways, and it's an insane plane. But when they first built it, they called it the Widowmaker because it killed a lot of U.S. pilots, a lot of test pilots. Then they figured out, oh, it's going to kill a lot of pilots around the world. Anybody who goes up against it's going to die. So then its nickname became the Widowmaker. It's a beast. When you hear other countries talk about our planes, I remember the German guy says, well, at least they keep them in the United States so we don't have to worry about them. I was like, he said, I'm sure the Russians much appreciate them keeping them in the United States and not letting them out the country. We got 180 something of them, 185, 186, which is far less than we have F-35s. Oh, now they're talking about, guess what? The F-35 project's going to be cut in half in favor of the what? The F-47 project.
The F 47?
F-47. That's what they called it. It's somewhere. It's in one of these things I got. Let me see. I'll find it in a minute. Let's see. Where is this one?
Time to stand up, move forward, and get ready. The show is about to begin.
What the hell is the Fifth Force?
Oh, sweet.
Can you just imagine that? Can you imagine that thing just coming right at you? Like, seriously.
There's nowhere to run.
So amazing to watch.
But just think about it. Those maneuvers are being done by the pilot's thoughts.
Anytime a Russian or a Chinese guy sees this fly, they got to be like, oh shit.
They're probably shitting in their jet pants.
So now the United States has 4 concept Gen 6 aircraft. Look at this dude. It's like it just slaps you in the ass just for
right
Jimmy.
underneath of him. Now he's on top.
When he does that, he looks like he's patting the guy in front of him on the ass. You know, hey, Bob, what's up, Pop? Just letting you know I'm back here.
Oh, he's launching flares.
Yeah. And then he's going to tuck in behind him and come out on the other side. You're dead.
Yep.
Now you don't even know what you're shooting at because of the flares.
No other plane, not even the F-14 can do that. The F-14 can go vertical, but they can't do the shit that thing just did.
Nah, they bet you're going to get out of F-14 as a pitch rollover. That's about it.
Yeah.
Anything more than that would probably, because you know they have flexible wings that roll in and out, so you might break them bitches off. Snap that wing right off.
Folks, if you ever wondered where those bombs and missiles hide,
This plane is just like, hi, how are you? Let me poke you in the butthole. Let's be friends. Come here, let's be friends. Oh, I can do it now. It's a badass aircraft. But yeah, we decided to go with the F-35.
Why?
But that's
you know
what
you want to. I know why. Because they decided, one, they wanted to keep this inside the States because giving this to our friends and our enemies was just too risky. This plane is far more advanced than the F-35 is, even though it's older, it's more advanced. And it just got big updates. I was reading about it today. It got big upgrades. I would not screw with this plane. Matter of fact, if you're in the vicinity, if you're at war with us and you know there's even one in the vicinity, you need to get the fuck away because it can kill 5 or 6 planes on its own by itself. And pretty soon it's getting
no plane can do that.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's getting its little buddies. It's getting its little drones built just like it.
Yeah,
they're going to be connected to the plane. So now you'll have this guy and 3 others to contend with. Oh shit! You're going to die. Just stay away. If you locate these guys in the air, you should just immediately turn around and hope your plane is faster than his.
I don't think anybody's got a plane that fast.
Now, Joe, did the F-35 take over for, we'll just say, the A-7 Corsairs?
No, I think the A-6s took over for the A-7s. It looked like they did anyway. And then the F-18s they use, which is FA, so they're fighter and attack. So they kind of been holding up both spectrums. But the F-35 is supposed to be replacing the F-18. That's what it's supposed to replace. But the Navy really, for some reason, don't like the F-35s. And they've been talking about skipping the They're talking about skipping the F-35 in favor of the F-47. Plus, the Navy got itchy the other day and said, well, wait. So I think it was Lockheed Martin. One of them said they could produce a mini version of the F-22 or the F-35 or the F-47 so that you could fit 200 or 300 on a carrier and you don't need any pilots.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
the Navy really liked this idea. They were like, well, wait a minute now. I mean, plus they can have all these drones inside and have drone hangars and stuff and just go have a field day out there. So the Navy's really rethinking, because what the Navy wants to do right now is they want to put on, for every one plane they have on, they want to have 2 or 3 drone planes flying with it.
This is my plane right there, the A-10 Warthog, man.
Yeah, I watched it shredding tanks the other day. Tank shredding, bitch.
There you go.
But the F-22 came up and tapped on the ass and shredded it. So always somebody bigger and badder.
Sounds like a fart.
Listen to these guys.
Yeah, this is real footage, man. Oh shit! That tree.
Bye. Whatever's behind that tree. Bye.
I'll get that sniper. Hold on. We're calling in a sniper. Oh, we'll take care of him. Oh, I think we got you sniper, buddy. Yeah, we got your sniper, Bob. He's dead. You can't really see him, but he's definitely dead, Bob. Don't worry about it. And you know they make a special Hades bomb for this bitch. Like she isn't deadly enough with the gun.
They don't have to. Sounds like a fart.
Pretty amazing, though, huh?
Oh
It is. It's bad. But they made the Air Force made a special Hades bomb for it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's something like 2,000 pounds or something. It's ridiculous. It was like, so this thing comes in and it drops a Hades bomb on you. What the hell? You're screwed. You're screwed, blued, and tattooed. Oh, where is this? This must be our LA people. Oh no, this is
like,
King's Day.
Protests all around the country. They keep.
Oh, this is King's Day.
Yeah, they keep.
You know,
like
we need to turn this.
LA.
You know what? We need to turn this on the Democrats and make this King's Day all King's Day.
Chicago.
Everybody looks like they're behaving. Nobody's getting upset about the king, and they must be happy with the king.
Is this LA or the nation's capital? Looks like DC.
So somewhere in DC, it's all around. There's little pockets of protests. Doesn't seem like LA is pretty big because that's been going on.
But LA's not protesting over King's Day. LA's protesting over ICE.
Yeah, but now they're joining in on the King's Day stuff too. So whoever pays them the most.
At least look, I don't see any Palestinian flags, and I don't see any Mexican flags.
Oh, there was one earlier. There was a guy holding up a Palestinian banner.
It's people go home. That's right. Protest against the president. Yeah. Y'all know y'all just came out to see the parade. Don't lie. Y'all know what y'all out there for. Y'all come to watch the parade. They're just protesting, but they're
I've been watching this video since we started the show, and there is not one person that's over the age of 50 in there. They're all young.
Yeah, because people over the age of 50 got sense.
Yeah. What did the famous French philosopher Voltaire say about common sense?
And you know what? Think about it. So, if I was driving through anywhere down here and some guy on the side of the road threw a cinder block at my car, I'd stop my car, step out of the car at Martha, and shoot the motherfucker right down the side of the street. Because you just tried to kill me by trying to make me wreck my car. I mean, I wouldn't even play with it. And I guarantee after that, everybody carrying a rock would leave. They'd be like, "Oh shit, this guy just shot our friend." Oh, you want to get shot too? Come on.
Gonna put that fucking rock down.
Screw that, man. You heard what the governor of Florida said. They get in front of your car, run them over.
Yeah.
He said they get in front of your car, they're trying to do you harm. Run them over. Texas governor said the same thing. Pretty much all of a sudden the governors are like, yeah, just run their asses over. I mean, there's King's Day demonstrations in Mississippi Day like before, but they've been very quiet, very laid back. Because Trump's polling numbers are but his
in my car, I'm driving away. I don't care how many people I run over.
And who is this? Because we know the youngins voted for Trump. So who are these? These aren't young people. Look at them.
They're all paid, Joe. They're all paid.
Yeah, a lot of them are, not all of them, but a lot of them are paid.
Paid for brainwashed.
But that's an investigation that's going on now, where they want to know all this money, who's organizing this, because this has to be organized.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. George Soros, people like that.
So now they're saying, well, insurrection is a serious thing, or intent to commit conspiracies also.
All the illegal aliens here to begin with, he was paying for buses for them, all that to get to our border.
Well, you know what? I said this earlier on a clip on something else I was doing, and I was like, look, I said, if there is proof that, we have people who have been paying for this, especially we find for a long time, I said, the Democrats have been getting away with shit for so long and are so used to not getting in trouble. They just can't believe that they've been going to jail and being arrested. They're going to go after these people. They want this. They want to show why you shouldn't vote for a Democrat. because they're completely, absolutely corrupt, and that's what they are. I mean, when you start getting behind this, so did y'all see anything horrific at the parade day? Was it insulting or anything?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see anything there. I didn't even see the streets getting busted up like they said they were going to get busted up. So you know what? They were smart. They didn't roll all the heavy equipment down DC Boulevard or whatever that is. They had them parked on the side on top of what looked like 2-inch plywood or something to absorb their weight. Because the port hate not humans. When humans are hateful, you have to deport. They have to hate, so you have to deport them. Well, we can agree with this guy. He's basically saying kick him out. Yep. If you are listening to, you know what, guys, if y'all are listening to chat, I've been giving these away because tomorrow is Father's Day. So let me show you. I got these come in sets. I got 2 more sets to give away. I got one of these, one of these. Now I'm giving away in a set. Okay, Jay's going to think of some crazy question for y'all because I don't want to think about one. So we're going to give you. Oh, Jay, put this on. Somebody put me back in full screen for a minute.
Who's got a screen up? There we go.
Okay, thank you. Okay, wait, I want the whole screen. Hold on a second. Where am I? Okay, there we go. So you're gonna get one of these, okay, which just came out. This is this year's book, and then one of these. Whoops, sorry.
Upside down.
All day, I know. All day I'm doing that. One of these. Look at the thickness of this.
Jesus.
Look how thick this book is. So this is the real one. It's not the bullshit movie like you've seen. Elron, I love you, but they screwed your book up in that movie. Extra stuff in there to see, all kind of interesting stuff. So I'm gonna give away 2 sets of these actually. Bam, bam. Okay. As soon as Jay comes up with a question for y'all, and sends it to my email and tells me what emails we're gonna
Jay,
take.
why don't you just write a book like Battlefield Earth? I think he would really write a good book, and I'm being serious about that, Jay.
Thank you. Yeah, if I could sit down and be concentrate enough on it, that's the hard part.
Jay, where's my question?
Okay. I'll steal a question from the Joe Montaldo playbook. There is something different.
Messing around, not doing his job. He's messing around.
That's different from months ago. So if you can, there's 2 correct answers. You can figure out what's brand new on that wall back there, and I'll text Joe the answers in the private chat. There'll be 2 answers, 2 winners.
There you go. We can't tell you because
I can't tell you.
Oh, you can't see it? Oh.
No.
Oh, let's see. Can you make it bigger on the screen? Let me get out of here.
Yeah, you can make it bigger on the screen, and I don't know how you do that, but Joe, if you put me just
Hold
up
on,
there,
let me put you solo up there. There's Jay Solo.
So
now, can you see it now?
Somewhere is something.
I know what one of them is. I can see it already. Oh, I think I know both of them are. Oh, I can't say that now.
Well, I'm gonna send you the answer because they're gonna email you, not me.
Oh, and this one. Oh, y'all can't see right now because I'm not on screen, but so Jay's gonna send me the answer. So I don't know, like maybe email 12 and 15. No, maybe email 15 and 30. There you go. I like it. Those numbers sound good. Well, that comes up to 45. 1 is 6. Okay, yeah, we'll do it that. Let me get us all back on the screen like we're supposed to be. Boop. And now I'm thinking about it. Now somebody good on the network is going to get this one. That one right there. This is the special edition. This book is massive. Look at the size of this fucking book. You could beat your neighbor to death with this book. There's some seriously good reading in here. So look at this. I got something for y'all. See the size of this book, right?
There you go, Joe. There's the answers.
Okay, I'll get them out in a minute. Hold on, let me fix this right quick. Damn it. There we go. Let's go do it like that. Do it like that. Okay. So you see this massive book. See how big it is, how huge it is.
Huge,
this
man.
whole Yeah, this is a special edition. We're going to give away this to somebody on the network.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
So that's going to go to somebody on the network. Now, look, all of that is on this,
Oh, nice.
on the little thumb drive.
So you plug it into an MP player or like a computer, and you can
But
listen to it.
it's the audio version with all the
And
effects.
that audioed by the Meskimen family.
Yes, it is.
Oh, awesome! He's fantastic.
Yeah. So when I'm through with this, we're going to give this away too. I got another version of it on something else we play at the holidays. But when I'm done with that one, I'm going to give that one away too. With this, yeah, we're going to give this. I don't know how we figured out yet. I'll have to make Michelle do a meeting or something. But we're going to give that one away. I think it'll probably cost me $50 to have it delivered to somebody. So it's heavy. It's huge. Well, if you're a Battlefield Earth fan, there's a lot of them out there. I was always surprised. I watched Battlefield Earth, the movie, and I was with it. I mean, it had potential, but it took some really big shortcuts, I guess, because it's like 100 and something thousand pages. I guess it was, 100 and something thousand words. I guess they had to take shortcuts, but they took dumb ones like, oh, we learned how to fly Harrier jets in like 2 days. Okay, now they said it's because they used the thing that the aliens had that made them smarter, but I don't know. I would think even having it in your head, you still would have to get the feel of how a Harrier jet flies. They're not the easiest jet to fly.
You probably also have to know basic jet fighter, or at least you'd be a licensed pilot, I would think, to even consider learning the Harrier next.
Well, see, the thing that the aliens had to put all that information into your head. It was supposed to put that. That's why they could fly the alien ships, because it put all the information into their head. That's how they left. That's how the aliens learned. They would just upload it into their head.
It's like Matrix. They just download. Give me a file on flying a helicopter. Boom, and then they can fly a helicopter in the Matrix.
Yeah, in their case, it would be an upload, but it's. Hey, I don't doubt that we're working on that kind of technology now. Be able to upload stuff into your head. I'm okay with that part of it. There was just things, but still, flying a Harrier in 2 days after you see it.
That's Elon, man. Neuralink.
Oh, Elon! I love Elon. Elon's building it. So if Elon's not technically building a 6th generation fighter. He's building a 6th generation space plane fighter.
Yeah.
Like, screw you, people.
Multi-atmospherical, or what they call multimedia. Yeah. It can fly in space and atmospheres.
Oh, wait, hold on. This is another one. Oh, wait, we're talking about this. Just pops up on my screen. Hold on. That's how you know they're listening to your asses.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see. Present. Where is it at? There it is. Suborbital. Here you go. Okay, and let me put it on the screen. Add the screen. Look at this little thing. So,
it looks like the S-9 Starfighter.
So this is, here you go. Supposed to be a suborbital group.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Head first.
Holy crap.
Yeah, Jesus.
How did you get off my screen?
Was that a drone?
I'm not sure what that was. I think it was a drone.
Either remote controlled or drone operated, yes.
Oh, really? Really thing? Come on.
Oh, come on, NSA. Look, I've never given away anything that wasn't top secret.
That's right.
It's
supposed to be a space plane. Yeah, this must be like a
not if it's suborbital, it ain't. If it can't go into outer space, it ain't a space plane.
1.
The ice will come out of that thing.
Head first.
Listen, stress sweat things. That's why I use secret.
What's with the commercial every time it flies up?
Look at this thing go, man. Holy crap, it's got 2 engines going.
Lord.
Oh, yeah, she's going to space. Like, stop giving us a fake picture. Give us the real picture. You notice they give us a real picture and they go back to a fake picture.
Well, I don't think they have a chase on it.
Oh, it's coming in fast, baby. Look at this thing.
Jesus.
What runway is this at? Yeah, it's definitely a drone. So this was a wind model.
Yeah. That's in New Zealand.
Yeah, man, go New Zealand. God, y'all got a space plane trying to be built over there. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. We can go for a space plane. What's this with the sun
my
poles?
goddamn Jetsons, space car that folds up into a
We're getting
briefcase.
closer. We're getting closer. Sun poles have flipped and spacecraft is watching. Okay.
You know what else would be cool too? Not just the Jetsons car, Speed Racer's car. Let me have one of those too. How bad would that be?
We got better than that.
The Mach 5.
Yeah, we got better than a Mark 5 now, man.
You can get them. The people
It's
make
called,
them.
It's called the Humvee, man.
I have one right over there.
Let's see. Wait, what is this? 20 things that things from the 70s you no longer allowed to use today. What's that? DDT pesticide. Well, I don't think we should be using that. I mean, that doesn't sound like that's. Okay, and where did it go? Why did it go to there?
This is the attacks in Israel.
Oh, flammable children's pajamas.
Oh. No, now we have flammable children's bedding, furniture, and flooring.
Crease-coated fabrics. Sorry, I couldn't get that out.
Now they put that
pre-1980s hair dryers.
They put the anti-flammable stuff on your clothes and it gives you cancer.
Pre-1980 hair dryers. Nobody's got one. They don't even last that long. This is nice. Come on, people. That's 45 years ago. Them things ain't around. PCBs and electronics.
Huh?
Yeah, PCBs and electronics. That's what it says.
PCBs are very, very dangerous. Toxic.
Polychlorinide bithinyl. Oh man, there it is. It's on this prototype electronic devices.
Plastic?
No, it's the process.
Oh, wait. Let me go back. I messed up. Hold on. Did I miss one? Okay, wait, I didn't. That's commercial. Okay. I like this one. Okay. Candy cigarettes.
Yeah, you can still get them.
You can buy them. I just had them recently, man.
Yeah,
they were a really unique
flavor. You get them in certain places. I've seen them. My girlfriend got me some a few years, like last year or something like that.
Targets, Kings. Look at that candy cigarettes. Which kind did you like? Did you like the kind with the gum, like when you blow it, the smoke would come out of it, or did you like the little hard ones with the red tip?
I like both of them. Both were good. I like Chuckles. Remember Chuckles, man? I can still get Chuckles.
Unsafe cribs. Okay, unsafe cribs is just a given, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Poppers. Oh, I remember poppers in the day, but I knew a lot of people got hooked on them damn things, man.
Yep.
You could buy them in the convenience stores.
They still sell them, I think.
Poppers, you snort it up each. Oh man,
isn't that anal nitrate?
I don't know what it is. I think there's a lot of different kind of drugs because some of it smell like rubber.
Nitrate.
You can still get animals all over the place. They use them in hospitals. It's when the people break those glass things to wake you up after you faint. That's amyl nitrate.
Yeah, but this was a little bit different. This gave you one of those super rushes. That's what they taught us because people used to get hooked on it.
Yeah, right.
I don't see why. It came in a little bottle like that, and we should do. You just sniff it, and then you put the lid back on. Give you a quick 30-second, 60-second head rush.
Fucking head. Would probably give you a headache. Mamas and Papas floor
times, yes, it
baby
would.
bedding set. So a baby bedding set is banned. I'm not sure why. Chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs in a hairspray. CFC. So what are they? That's not what they called. It sprayed in the ozone. What was it called?
Chlorofluorocarbon. CFCs.
Yep, that's what they're doing right there. So that's bad. You can't do that anymore. Toy guns that look real.
You can still get toy guns that look real, and but most of the commercially made ones have an orange tip. So when you point at a policeman, they'll know that it's a toy.
Yeah. So now they're saying that. Now they're saying that the federal law says the whole gun has to be made out of a brightly colored color. I don't know. I've seen a lot of them ones that look like real
Regardless,
guns.
you can still get toy guns that look essentially real, even with just an
That's
orange
what I'm
tip.
saying. High lead paints. There should be no lead paint.
Outlawed in the 70s, I do believe.
That's what I'm saying, man. It was outlawed when I was still a kid. I don't know what the fuck
Yeah.
this is about. Okay, it must be running out of good stuff. Unregulated baby walkers.
Huh?
Oh, that's the kind that could crawl out of or flip over. Okay, I remember those. Yeah, babies were getting escaping in the 70s. They busted their heads and shit. Oh, man. If you were a baby in the 70s or 80s, you're a tough kid, man. Radium dial watches, which is actually in one of the Star Trek series.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had one. They had all the hash marks on the analog face would glow at night without you having to charge it. It was radioactive.
So in Star Trek Strange New Worlds, they actually used that in an episode to find somebody. That was kind of goofy. Oh, lawn darts.
You can still buy lawn darts, people. You check your
They were
Amazon
great.
pages. You can still get them.
They were great.
Yeah, they're dangerous, but you can still get them.
They were great. They were great.
Yeah, you got to get them online. You can't buy them in the store. That's what they're saying. Oh man, they were dangerous people. Yeah, lawn darts are just giant hail darts.
They're giant
they
darts,
were.
like about 2 feet long with fins on them, and you throw them, dangerous side first, like horseshoes.
Well, let me ask you guys this question: do you think they should ban the Ouija board from stores?
Actually, you know what? Ouija board is banned from some stores around the country.
And no, I don't think so, because the ones that you can buy now commercially, unless you get one that's custom made, they're not made of the correct material to summon the other side. So they don't work if you buy the Hasbro version right now.
Okay. 15 things that homeowner habits that are technically against the law. Okay. Doing major renovation without a permit. Yes, because as a homeowner, you can be the contractor, so you can go get the permit. So there's no reason not to have a permit if
you can redo a bathroom, but you can't redo the whole floor or the whole house without permits. Yes.
In Louisiana, you can't do anything without a permit. Letting your grass get too long. What? Letting your grass get too long?
Yeah,
you gotta cut your fucking grass. I'd be looking up on you, man. You gotta cut your grass.
Yeah, there's a guy in town who drives by with a stick, and if your lawn is taller than the mark on his stick, he puts a note on your door: mow it or we'll fine you.
I'm talking about getting permits to work on your own house, on your own property.
No, like I said, we can do I could redo my bathroom. I could put in a toilet by myself. I could put in a new vanity or a new bathroom shower head, that kind of stuff. But if I wanted to remodel the whole floor, the bedrooms and all on the same floor, I would have to get permits.
Why?
Because it's considered a major renovation. Doing just one room isn't considered a major renovation.
That's bullshit. It's your house.
It doesn't really matter if you own the house. So if you own the house, you're considered the contractor. So they'll give you a permit.
Yeah.
Now, if a contractor tries to pull a permit, he has to be licensed, but a homeowner doesn't. It's a big advantage to doing your own home. It's
if you're doing the work on your own, your homeowner's insurance would probably cover you if any major accidents occur.
It's I hated pulling permits. So there's a lot of times I had to. So I mean, when you have to, but it does suck. Where were we? Oh, if you let your grass get too high, you already get that one. What's this one? Installing a fence in the wrong spot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
almost every
down here, it's
hole you have to call to make sure you're not going to dig into a utility, water, electric, sewer.
It's not so much that, okay, what that is, for especially up around where I live, you have to call a land inspector to come in and
mark it
get
off.
your property markers put
Yeah.
on, because if you put that fence on your neighbor's side, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
If they don't want that fence.
No, you're not in big trouble. You just have to pay the guys to come out and move it back or whatever.
That just a royal pain in the ass. It's down here. It's weird. So first off, if you're building a wood fence or any fence with hardware on it, the good side of the fence has to face your neighbors. The other side of the fence faces your yard.
Yeah.
So that's a serious rule down here. They don't care how rich or poor you are. That's the rule. Because
they do make double-sided panels now that have the privacy panels on both sides. So you're not looking at the post and then a post on one side. It's like it's like a sandwich, and they sell them 8-foot sections that you can put up yourself. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, you just put fence boards up there if you want, but I mean,
well, yeah, I mean, you can do that, yeah, easily too. But
the point is,
you can buy pickets, individually, and you can nail up your own pickets on.
But what does it matter? What does it matter if you see your 2x4s on your side, the board? I mean, on your side of the fence.
It doesn't at all.
But the main reason. So everybody always thinks it's because it's ugly. That's not really why it is. It's because on that side of the fence, that's where the bolts stick through. Now, if you don't have a good contractor that saws them all the way down to the nut, it's easy to get caught on one there, take a big chunk out of a leg, take a big chunk out of the side of your face. That's why they want them facing you, because if they're facing the other side and your neighbor hits one of them and gets cut, you're liable because it's your fence. So it was. I remember one of my rich customers was going on and on. I said, dude, I'm telling you. I said, I tell you, I ain't gonna argue with you anymore, George. You call your fucking insurance company right now. I said, then call the state, the parish contractors. He said, I said, just do it. He calls his lawyer. He says, what are you talking about? He said, no, you don't put that face in your name. What happens? They get, George, what do you want to lose all your, he tore an asshole up. I was like, see, I told you. At that point, I've been a contractor for 25 years. Now it's 40. I said, I think I know just a little tiny bit about it, just a little bitty bit. And he was like, well, that shouldn't be the way it is.
Selling hardware as a lowly associate for a major big box store, and guess what? I learned all this stuff within the first few months, and it's really not uncommon sense. It really isn't. I mean, you'd be surprised how many people try to do things that are so dangerous. Like they want to take. This one lady came to me, and I was an electrical associate. And she's like, I want to plug in my dryer from the big 30 amp to the 15 amp circuit. I'm like, oh, you can't do that. She's like, why not? I'm like, well, first of all, it's against the electrical code for one thing, and number two, it won't work correctly, and your house will catch on fire, and I can't help you do that. And she's like, well, I just saw a video on YouTube. I'm like, man, what you probably saw was a 15 amp apartment-sized dryer that was stacked on top of a washer that uses a 15 amp circuit, and it's the kind of dryer that when you dry your clothes in it, you have to spin them twice. You know what I'm talking about? That's what she saw, and I'm like, I can't do that for you. And they want to do this, and it's like, you can't do it. It's against the law.
No, you tell just go somewhere else. Well, this one's burning trash or waste in your yard. Well, that depends where you live.
Yeah, I've seen everybody do that.
Renting out a room without approval. Yeah, well, that can get you in trouble. Beware of dogs. Putting out certain signs on your property. Okay, I got no trespassing signs on my property, so fuck off, people. Using your garage as a living space.
Wow, really?
What
to a living space?
No, well, down here, okay. So down here, if you're going to convert your garage to a living space, you have to raise it to the height of the slab of the house.
What if it's detached?
It still doesn't matter. It has to be the size of the house because you know why? That's flood code. So you have to raise it to the height of the slab of your house, which is usually no more than 2 to 4 inches.
What if you just want to make it a workshop where you do your woodworking or you fix your car tires and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you get away with that. Yeah, workshop you don't have to raise for a workshop.
But I mean, because my idea for my garage is to first of all get power out to it and then make it part garage and part make it 2 levels where the upstairs is like a workshop where I can do projects like paint, my tables and things I'm putting together. But want to kind of almost make it like a living space. And I don't think I have to, as a detached garage, raise it to a foundation.
Down here you would. You'd have to raise it to it.
Well,
if
yeah,
you
I'm
put
not-
anything in it that makes it like a house, if you put like a commode or a sink or any of that in there, you got to raise it. It's because it had number one.
Because I want to put my painting studio there, so I would need a sink to clean, my brushes.
So number one, nothing in it would be covered by any kind of flood insurance at all because it didn't reach height, so it would automatically disqualify it. That's why. And then the code enforcement would come in and say, "What is this? You should have raised this to this level." It's a bullshit thing because I think in most garages you shouldn't have to do it, but they want it done, and it's not really complicated. I mean, you just go in. It is complicated in some aspects if you already have doors installed, because then you got to either cut a nick with the door
on one side and a garage door on the front. But
the garage door, garage doors we take out. Yeah, we take the garage doors out. We put in a new front with a bay window or something, maybe a door in there, or put a side door in. We usually change all that around, and it just works better that way.
Mine has already got a side door. It's got a side door that comes right into my fenced backyard, which is pretty nice.
Oh, let's see. Flush the wrong thing. Jay, are you flushing the wrong thing? Sean, Michael?
No.
Flush the wrong thing. I'm not sure what's
flushing the wrong thing. I only put toilet paper in there and sometimes tissue.
It just says don't flush the wrong thing. So cities spend millions of dollars on crazy people who flush the wrong thing.
Well, coming from, again, the hardware aspect of things, there are two toilets that advertise themselves. One advertises itself as being able to flush an entire basket of golf balls and one flushing. The other claims to be able to flush 8 billiard balls, pool balls.
Did we forget to go to break?
Yeah.
I think we forgot. Well, we'll finish this and we'll go to break real quick. Installing solar panels without permission.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Down here, actually down here, what started happening is people have started suing people with solar panels because they say it's dragging down the value of their property.
Yeah.
Because it's ugly. Building a shed without checking with local rules, yeah, that can get you in trouble.
Yes, it can, depending on the size of it.
Yeah. Having too many pets. Michael with his bear and his raccoon and his possum and shit. Oh, man, he'd be in trouble. Collecting rainwater illegally. Whoa, I didn't know collecting rainwater is illegal.
Yeah.
In some states it is.
In Pennsylvania, it is.
In Maryland, they'll tax you if you
not just 3 feet away from me.
Yeah, you have to pay tax on rainwater.
There's a raccoon 3 feet away from me right now.
Really? See what I'm telling you?
I got a raccoon right here, looking through the glass.
That's cool.
Collecting rainwater illegal. That's some shit there.
It's very weird.
It's funny because I just installed just before I retired. Out of all places, out of one of those nudie video places, we installed a long gutter, 80 feet long, going to a 5,000 gallon water tank, so that they didn't have to pay a water bill to the city.
Jeez.
So it flushed all their toilets, ran all their sinks, worked quite well. And it saved them, their water bill was about $125 a month, so it saved them a lot of money long ways.
The rain gutters on my house, it's a duplex, need to be redone, and I'd like to, funnel some of that water from in the front to my 2 garden beds on the front of my house, and then for the back, use it to irrigate the backyard so it gets regular steady flow of water.
What's
right now,
this one?
It splashes all over the back patio. It's a pain in the ass.
Not cleaning up after your dog.
Yeah, big no.
When you were saying that about a gutter, so on Spain Street, on one of the houses up there, this guy had put in this big garden. So what I did with his front gutters, I just put a hole in it was about every inch and a half, and it made a stream, like a waterfall coming down. He loved it. It actually looked pretty too. And when it was raining, it would just come down and water his plants for him.
That's cool.
He just loved it. And then I hooked him up a place where he could hook up a spigot to the gutter system and water his plants like that. He loved that shit. He's like, I would have never thought about that. I said, that's why I'm a contractor.
We had systems that you could buy in an outside garden, like it was a rain barrel that had like a a gravity fed garden size hose screws on the bottom that you could attach hoses to, and run a gravity fed. You just put a garden sprayer on the end and water your gardens with it. Fresh water.
Hosting large gatherings without permit.
Yep.
That's showing.
What constitutes a large gathering? How many people until you need the permit? You need to check
What they're talking about there, what I believe, especially in Dormont, is if you decided to have a block party where they had to block
if it's
off
over
your
50
street.
people. If it's over 50, you need a permit. Under 50, you don't.
That's why in Pittsburgh we go to
Shit,
fire halls.
down in New Orleans, and it matter if you got more than 3 people together, it's considered a gang. You can go to jail, man.
Well,
I'm serious. They actually did that.
The whole, all 110 houses, all the families got together. We had cookout and games, and they'd rent somebody to come with a small petting zoo and give us rides on donkeys throughout the neighborhood. The cops never stopped it. I don't think we ever got permits for it. Huh?
That was back then when we were young.
That's before you became blue, man. Now that you blue, you can't do that kind of stuff. If you were red, you could do that kind of stuff, but you're blue, so you can't do that.
Well, it was in Maryland, which is a traditionally blue state. But I mean, even if the cops ever came by, and I don't remember really whether they did or didn't, then it never got stopped.
Nobody acted like that. It helps that nobody never acted. Now where are we at, Michael? What city is this?
I think it's Chicago. Might be. They keep showing them different places, around the country.
It can't be here because it's already dark.
Yeah, it's already dark here, so it's got to be more. And then also San Diego and LA.
It's dark here too. I'm on Chicago and I are at the same time. This must be out west.
Yeah.
Yeah. So LA, San Diego, and then what else? So San Francisco. They've got.
Yeah, you better not be dragging a flag on the ground, bitch. Okay, you can drag the Mexican flag on the ground. I'm fine with that.
There was one dude they showed had our flag upside down on a post, and he kept dragging it on the floor.
Yeah, one guy burning the flag.
Punch that motherfucker.
That
guy that was screaming "fuck you" and spitting on the flag and set him fire. I'd have beat his ass. Y'all had to come get me out of jail. I'd have beat his ass.
Right. Me too, man. I would have jumped.
He'd have got an ass. I'd have palmed him in the face. He wouldn't even know what hit him. He'd have been laid out on the ground. I said, "Oh, I said, Ice." He said he illegal. He said he illegal. You come see. He said he illegal. He has no ID on him. You need to take him to jail because I just threw his ID out in the fucking crowd somewhere. It's his ass, motherfucker.
This is kind of raw too because you can see the bad words.
Look at this Trump fans, go, buddy, go.
Putting it on blocking blurry. You know what I'm saying?
These guys smiling, and they got Trump like Trump.
And you see them walking through the crowd, and they came walking up to the cops. Yeah, look at the cops. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Hey, turn around, thank you.
Look, he's giving the cameraman the thumbs up.
See, the young girl giving the finger, and Fox would have blurred it out. They were doing that with people that had bad words on their shirts or bad banners.
So I got to answer a friend of mine's question real quick. So, Clara, to answer it, so look, the way you can tell which ones are paid for and which ones aren't, if you see a lot of pre-made signs and a lot of flags running around, it's usually somebody paying for it. Yeah. Because somebody's out handing out signs for you to go around.
You can't get those signs overnight. That takes weeks and months if you go to any.
Joe Blow ain't going out and buying a sign anyway. Even if it's in a store, he ain't going to buy it. These are being handed out somewhere, probably the same place you get your little check to go do this. It's I am happy to see they're not acting like an ass though, wherever they are. Yeah, it's nice to see.
Look, the peaceful
it's guaranteed protest. Good to have a peaceful protest. They weren't doing that in LA the other day.
They still aren't doing that in LA from what the cop was saying earlier. Viva la Trump! Yeah, baby. Viva la Elon.
They don't even know what they're protesting.
So the rumor has it that X has moved into the White House, and he is breastfeeding on what's her name? Melania.
You're sick, dude.
What? X is only this tall, dude.
So what's going on with the UN? I mean, all of this stuff that's been. I mean, the media's been distracting us with all of this protest stuff. I'm curious what's going on with the UN and what is Iran and Israel up to right now.
Well, Iran is getting the ass kicked mostly.
Yeah.
Russia's all mad because they just cut off a big supply of drones to Russia because they got to stay in Iran now because Iran needs them. So now Iran's using all the stuff they were getting ready to send to Russia just got used against Israel.
Or blown up.
So now they got issues with that. And now they got to get to making them. As soon as they get to making them, Israel's going to get to blowing them up again. So Russia's out of that now. That helps the Ukraine out. Like I said last night, the Ukraine's biggest problem is not getting arms; it's getting people. They're going to have to start paying.
If Israel was able to infiltrate their whoever they're supplied their radios and beepers, if they were able to infiltrate and put chemical devices that it would explode later on in these two different types of technologies, what if they got into Iran? What if, like, tomorrow you hear Iran's military leadership's cell phones exploding or something like that?
Well, it looks like their cell phones are from different companies, but it doesn't matter. They killed 4 of their top leaders yesterday.
Yeah,
8.
It targeted specific dudes and got them. That's the scary
They
thing.
got 8 of them.
8 of them? Shit. So they got 8 of them.
That was just by last night. I mean, they got more today. So they're riding it, man.
Yeah. It's uncanny accuracy. If I was in Iran, I'd be trying to get the F out right now.
They're doing what they need to do to get the job done. You got to give them credit. You know? It had to happen. It had to happen, man. It had to happen. And it had to happen during a Republican presidency. It wouldn't have happened during the Democrats. They would have.
Yeah, it would have been World War III on their fucking Democrat. That's why.
Still, the Democrats are crying about it. You know,
if Biden or Kamala had won, I think we would be already at World War III level.
This is World War III, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of how it goes. You know,
it could be the opening volleys of it. You know,
it has the lead in, and then it has the main guts to it. Then it has whatever on the way out. You know,
just about every war has this catalytic event that makes everybody go, batshit crazy at each other.
But they said that when Desert Storm started, and they said that when the other one started. And both of them could have triggered World War III. They just didn't.
Well, I think the effectiveness of our F-117 fighter squadron in the opening moments of that war told the tale. I mean, anybody who was even close to our technology would be stupid to have attacked us.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Dozens were reported dead.
Nope. That's a repeat.
Yeah, I'm doing it on purpose. I'm sorry.
Dozens were reported dead after Israel and Iran unleashed fresh missile attacks on Saturday.
They shot down like
98% on both sides, and people hid in shelters as the crossfire continued. It began after Israel launched a large-scale attack on Iran early on Friday. The army released this footage of what it says was a barrage, which Israel said was aimed at military targets to prevent Iran from building a nuclear weapon.
I don't think that's exactly what they said. I think they said that Iran was days, perhaps hours away from actually having a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, I know they were very paranoid about them having a nuclear weapon.
I was too, to be honest with you.
Okay, who are these weirdos and where did they come from?
Who knows?
Okay. Oh, chicken chasing. Oh, there we go. It's the
Gary, change it.
Oh, it should be Indian actually.
There we go.
Okay. Are you over? It says video will play after ad. Come on.
Clickety,
No, we don't want to explore. You're fixing to get clicked off because you won't do what you said you were going to do. Nope. Okay.
Do you know what, Jay? I have a friend who owns a 7-Eleven, and he's from Pakistan. And I went into his store. I haven't seen him for about a year. And I asked him, what the hell y'all doing with the Indian people over there? What the hell y'all fighting for? You know what he said?
No.
A piece of land.
Kashmir, yeah.
Just a piece of land.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but India's not going to give it back either.
It's a touristy type of, resort area. That's why India wants it. Lots of revenue.
Recent activity in New Orleans, local media mentioned here. What? New Orleans media updates, bias, landing 6:30 Paris Road. Okay, I didn't know I was in New Orleans doing anything in media OQ. Glad you told me that, but I didn't know I was there. Okay, how weird. I like when I'm places I'm not and get notoriety for it. That's a little weird, but I guess it is what it is. Well, let me throw this up right quick while I'm thinking.
You should send him a letter with a bill. Where's my $5,000 appearance fee?
Oh, wait, who's got a song since we blew past that last break?
I got a song ready, man.
Okay, hold on. Let me put this up right quick, and then we'll
like this.
Okay, this is the latest field. This is the one taken just the other day, I believe.
Oh, I got something nice to share too after we come back from break.
It's only 2 minutes.
This is the largest map ever made of the sky right here. Now, that bothers me because I have seen maps where there's far more galaxies. Now, these are all up in our face, which is cool. I mean, these are nice looking elliptical galaxies all over the place. Now, I always love when I see one of these, people says, "Well, we're the only life," and you see something like this, and you're like, "Really?"
But then they just released one that's got over 880,000 galaxies, man. And they're called dark galaxies. A lot of them you can't even see. Amazing stuff,
Yeah, let's say this is the universe's largest map has arrived, and you can stargaze like never before. So this can't be all of it because, man, I mean, this is a cool map and all, but I'm not seeing what I think it should be seeing according to what this is saying over here.
Some of the deep fields I've seen, the field is virtually filled with galaxies. I mean, there's many dark spots as there are there. I'm sure if they focus in a little bit more, you'll see more galaxies. But I've seen all the dark spot. It's all different colors of galaxies all over the place.
Oh yeah, but yet this one says it's the universe's largest map. So they must be more to this map. We're not seeing the whole map or something.
Well, I got some cool news to follow that up with after we come back from break. I think.
All right. Well, go ahead and take us to break, and then I can use a.
Michael's got the song.
Mickey, you're so fine. You're gonna play the music all the time, Mickey.
It's only 2 minutes.
That's free. I might have to find another one there.
I can't put it on if you got that shit up.
Well, do I see that stuff up on the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go. Okie.
Guthrie, go on. Take us away.
And the people of the city scurried.
Just stay scurried. The people of the city. I love Guthrie Govan, man. What an amazing guitarist, dude.
Well, are we back from break already?
I think so. He's the English version of like Joe Satriani.
Well, Joe, in coalition with your story right before that cool song, this is the latest, largest telescope that was built on Earth, unfortunately, and it's the Vera C. Rubin Observatory. And it allegedly, I think it's going live already. You can do it. It's working now. It has the largest camera for an observatory and the largest lens, and can map the sky every 3 to 4 days and track movement. So it's like an early warning system for anything that's going to come striking the Earth, for one. And it's a very cool. It's like all brand new and metal and shiny. It's not really shiny there, but that whole turret's all stainless steel.
I guess it's like a microwave oven for the people inside, man. Shit.
Oh no, I'm sure they have plenty of air conditioning, but it can map the sky every 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, but what? How much of the sky? 1%, 2%?
The whole sky.
No, it's impossible. Ain't nothing. Every telescope together we have on the planet, and everything we have in space.
Look, I saw the video. That's what they're saying about this observatory. I saw
There's 100 trillion stars, galaxies out there. There's no impossible way anything. Half of them can't even be seen yet.
It's not gonna get the deep field studies like the space telescopes are getting, but it will get our night sky, and anything within our solar system that moves, it will capture.
We'll see if it can get the asteroids. If it's not getting the asteroids, it ain't getting shit.
It's going to track the entire. They're saying it. That you can read the article. I'll put the link in here if you want. They're saying they can map the night sky every 3 to 4 days.
Yeah. Okay. And that's what, a third of the sky, a fourth of the sky. I mean, you gotta have skies on the other side.
The entire one every 3 to 4 days.
Okay, but they're not looking at all the sky. They can't see all the sky. The planet's on a tilt. They can see this section of the sky. They can't see the sky at the equator. They can't see the sky below the equator. They can't see the sky at the South Pole. They can't see any of that. That's what I'm saying. There's only X amount you can map of the sky because you're on Earth.
Let me see what it says in the text.
You're
That's
limited.
what they were saying.
I'm just telling you, that's how it works. That's just science. That's nothing else to do with science. You can only pick up so much. You can't see around the planet. We wish we could do that. We'd be spying on everybody's ass.
It's got a 1.5 meter diameter lens for one thing for the camera.
So which it's not even powerful as Hubble.
It says it's 350 times. It costs 350 times more data than the James Webb Space Telescope has each day. That's a lot. It doesn't say it specifically in here, but the video that I saw on Scripps News, they said that the lady who's in charge of it, who's actually kind of cute too, by the way. She said every 3 to 4 days they can map the night sky.
Yeah, well, she's on crack. I can prove that doesn't work. I'm just telling you, it doesn't. It's science. It's nothing about that. It's the same reason why when we had Apollo in the sky, even today, it's the same reason why we have to have different listening posts in different parts around the planet, because we can't always see. We can't see the sky in Australia. It's impossible for us. There's nothing. So it would have to go up into space and then go around the planet. It would have to go up into space, go around the planet, and then project itself outward. There's no way it could do that. They'd have to have a force to do it.
They can only see the northern hemisphere sky. That's correct.
It's not. You can't even see the whole northern hemisphere.
They can map that entire sky every 3 to 4 days. They are claiming
that little piece of the sky. Yeah, okay, that's not the whole sky. That was a miss. That was a misstep on that lady's thing. I
think it was Scripps News. It might have been Reuters, but look, you'll see it. They replay those things every day for days.
You get gullible in your old age, man. We're gonna have to keep an eye on you. You're getting gullible.
I'm just reporting what I saw on the
I'm
news,
just saying you're getting gullible. That's all, man.
Jay,
I love you, man.
How many times has the news lied?
Well, I don't think this lady's actually lying. I think it's just the way she said it, and I can understand why she said it because it's mapping it, and what it's really saying is it can map 100% of the sky that it can see, which is about
every 3 to 4 days
10% of the sky. So it can see about 10% of the sky, so it's constantly remapping the same sky. Well, I'm not saying it's not, but it's still limited to what it can do.
It's in the Chilean Andes.
It needs to be in space.
Does that help? It's located in the Chilean.
Yeah, that helps. But the higher up it is, the less light pollution it has to deal with. The less light pollution, the better off it is. The further it can see out into space. But the reason we have James Webb and Hubble is because they can see better because there's no interference at all. Now, I see Elon's been up to good things again. Elon Musk strikes a blow to Iran by turning on Starlink after regime cuts off internet.
So he's being Starlink to the Iranians?
Yeah, for free. There's no way to keep the truth out of Iran now.
Where's our free internet? I don't have free internet. You got free internet over there, guys? I don't.
Oh, man. You got to give Elon, he's got balls.
Man.
He's like...
giant 8 balls of cocaine at home. He's sniffing.
And then
my God. Why in the hell is there so much freaking anger on the chat tonight?
I don't know. There's one of them things.
I don't know, man.
I wasn't being angry. I was just making fun of Elon. That's all.
Iran's supreme leader faced fury from within. They want him gone. He's facing fury from within. Fury from within.
Dude,
the Iranian supreme leader. They want him gone is what they want. No, Elon's doing a good thing, though. By doing this makes it harder on this bastard. Because Elon letting anybody keep the internet makes it, they can't lie. Now they can pick up what Israel's saying. They can pick up what the other Middle East is saying. They can pick up what America's saying. They can probably get Google. So I don't know. That's it kind of puts a hard ass kicking on the old man. But you're the crazy supreme leader.
Any correct answers for the trivia question?
Oh, I haven't even looked yet. I think
you had, was it 15 was the number?
Yeah, Damascus missile explosion, America's 9 megaton near disaster. What?
Sounds like trouble.
Someone's dropping nukes? What the hell's going on?
I don't know. We dropped a 9 megaton bomb near Damascus. Get the fuck out of here. We'd have heard about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. Wow, look at that. That's a big ass explosion. And then it's a big ass explosion, and all of a sudden some guy's eating a McDonald's hamburger. Assholes.
Excuse me.
Look at this. This is something we'll have to review in future. One, because it's 8 minutes long, but this looks like it's kind of older. Like I didn't know any of this stuff was going on. I didn't know Damascus has nukes. They're not on the nuke list. And I guess it was getting a nuke and it blew up.
Huh. That really?
Oh, yeah, this is a silo. No, this is silos. There's like 5 silos. Damascus has 5 American silos. Oh, I think they used to, and then we were launching a missile, and the damn silo blew up. Well, ain't that just cute? I never heard about any of that. I'll have to look into that. That was kind of interesting, even though I'd never heard of it before. This your army? This is America's People Army? What? American Command Sergeant Major. This is your army. This is the American People's Army. What? I don't even like the way that sounds.
Hey, let me bring something up to date here. Did anybody else read where the lady who was in where Tim Walz is at? Her and her husband got shot.
I heard about the guy who got shot, and I heard
his wife.
The guy was dead. The wife had gone through surgery. And it was in stable condition. Did she die?
She died.
The wife and husband were killed in one attack, and another Democratic leader was shot and injured in the same attack.
Up in Minnesota, yeah.
Up in Minnesota, yeah. From another congressman, because they were really Democratic, And then they decided to go over to be a Republican, and then this dude shot the wife and the husband, and they're dead.
The perpetrator was also in a very effective mimicking a police car and a police officer with his uniform and gear. So all the police are acting in as a couple. There's two officers that are going to come to anyone from now on until the guy is caught, because they don't want people to be afraid of just one police officer.
Well, you know what? The ones up in Minnesota, they caught the dude, man.
Have they caught the dude?
That. Yeah, he was.
Good.
He was another congressman.
Oh yeah, well, but they haven't caught the suspect who shot him. The suspect has been seen as a policeman.
His picture and name is pasted all over the internet.
Yeah, a congressman and a representative were killed, and then another Democratic leader was shot and injured.
He's saying a congressman shot him, Jay, is what he's saying. He's saying that there was a congressman.
I didn't hear that they caught the suspect yet, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, they did. It was a husband and wife that got killed because they were Democratic and went over to the Republican Party, and this guy who killed them was a Democratic congressman in Minnesota who did not like it, and he shot them to death.
Wow.
Because I remember the wife was in the hospital and they were trying to save her. And then Tim Waltz was saying she was in stable condition, but that was hours ago. And
when I saw it, the woman and the man were already dead. The husband and wife were already dead.
Yeah, you must have seen it after I saw it then, because when I saw it, she was still alive. What the hell is this?
It's from your window.
What
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know what the hell this is. Okay, there's nothing even on here. I don't even know why it would be on there. Let's just do that, because that's not even supposed to be on there. Okay.
This is the
guy. Sorry, guys. Not sure what the hell that was.
Really?
There you go.
One of Tim Waltz's guys. It was a Tim Waltz appointee.
Really?
Yep.
You know, it's funny because Tim Waltz said it was politically motivated before anybody even knew who the guy was. Because when I heard him earlier talking about it, nobody knew who this guy was yet.
Yeah, they hadn't found him when I turned the news off.
I'm not seeing that they caught him yet.
It's
man.
It's probably in Canada. If he's in Minnesota, he probably hot-footed it.
Maybe they've identified him but not caught him. I don't know. Maybe that's what the case is here.
I haven't seen. I have to look and see in a minute. I'm busy learning about comrades, man. We're comrades. Oh wait, what's his name? This guy hates Trump. What's his name here? Major Fuckface. Is that his name? Major Fuckface? I think that's what they call him.
Attack police officers with fireworks and bricks just a few minutes ago. So here come the Marines or whatever they are. Is that the Marines or is that National Guard? They look unmotivated.
We're a little short to be Marines, aren't they?
Look at that chick. You just push her over and take her gun.
That's what I'm saying. Some are a little short, aren't they?
What is she, 90 pounds? Oh my God.
Soaking wet, maybe?
That's ridiculous. A soldier. Can you imagine? Wow. Some of the dudes are a little wimpy, Pee Wee Harmon types too, man. Doesn't make me feel reassured about the military in this country.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know this is probably an off unit because they're doing crowd control, so they're not going to be Navy SEALs, you know.
No. It has to be the National Guard.
Yeah, no offense to any of them, but the whole thing is ridiculous.
That one right there that I see looks like a geek that he probably works on computers. Nothing bad about geeks.
I knew people who were in the Guard, and they were just regular old people, and they did it for the benefits. They got good benefits.
Yes, they do. I don't know. This world's coming to shit. So.
These people don't even know why they're protesting. They don't even know what they're even talking about or why.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
they're just sheep. She got paid protesters, and then the sheep that they control.
You know, what are they getting paid? How much are they getting paid? Do we know? Is it like $50 in a lunch, or I mean, what the hell's going on?
It was $150.
And the
They're trying to pay me $150 for. Mike, take that down for a minute, babe. I want to post something right quick. Where did it go? Okay. Let's listen to Major Garrett here for a minute. If I can get a bit.
Broader conversation about devices. That point, here with me on the set, James Laporter. He's part of the CBS News National Security.
This guy hates Trump
unit.
so bad
Also,
that
to have at the desk,
if he
US
was
Army
willing
Command
to
Sergeant
explode,
Major
Trump would be all over the
Molyneux.
planet.
And for everyone's edification, just understand, Major in name only. He is a legitimate Sergeant Major, and we're happy to have him. Chris,
Yeah, no, but you're not Major, dude. You're not a real Major. You're a shit face.
About?
Yeah, thanks, Major. So today is about celebrating 250 years of sacrifice. Like you said, the Army's been here.
I was wondering if the media was going to try to spin this in a negative way because
through the
it's
good
the
and the
Army's
bad,
birthday.
the United
So I don't
States
know how you
Army's
spend
been
it
right here
in
with
those
our
ways.
nation. And this is your Army. This is American People's Army. This is America's Army. And that's what we want to celebrate today, and that's what it's all about.
And James, there are two schools of thought. You see military equipment on Constitution Avenue, tanks, artillery pieces. Is
What do
that
y'all think?
normalizing militarism on the streets of the nation's capital, or is it a way for the nation to get to know its army a little bit better and see it in a different light?
What do y'all
Those are
think?
two
Which
competing
one?
Thoughts. The militarization of whether or not you're putting tanks and self-propelled howitzers on the streets. Normally under the NDAA and the started to get more military.
Sorry, Fat Boy's born.
from
I got to
the
speed
actual
it
U.S.
up.
military.
They're not even saying anything.
And people can have those debates, but also
Look at the people there, man. See,
as you
that's a
pointed out,
peaceful
the
thing.
military
There's
and
no
the Pentagon,
protesting
these are
going on.
apolitical
Looks like a
institutions.
lot of people
They
turned out for
support
this.
and defend the Constitution
I've
of the
seen a lot of
States.
people moving
They
on the
obey
streets
orders
behind it.
the president
They're not paid to be there.
appointed over them. And so what
Look at
they
Melania.
would
She's
agree
like, "Ooh, yeah, I
is
like these
for
military boys." Oh,
particularly
yeah, baby.
post-Vietnam
Yeah,
and
big
in the
smile she got on her face.
There has been
Oh, man.
a divide created between what we call the civilian-military divide. And this is both under Republican and Democratic administrations have both said this, that because service is, shouldered by
Raggedy tanks we got
1% of
parked
the
there.
total population, and then you get into numbers about combat. It's
This guy's just saying a bunch of
that-
What the hell
bullshit.
Sean has
That's right.
when
And
you
there
need
is a
him, man?
divide between the military
Hell, we
and-
listen to
and-
this shit
and the
for,
civilian
man.
population, and the military will
We're
say
moving along.
that
Calm
we would
down.
like to bridge that gap.
And Chris,
We trying to see
to that point
what
that
he's got
James
to say
just
about
made,
this.
that's something that is part of what today is about for the Army.
That's right.
To close that sense of not as
I was just trying to see if Major Garrett was going to try to turn this into
but we're just not
something
as
mean.
aware as we used to be.
That's right. It's about connecting the Army to the people, to the American people. And today is about there's a if they
All
want
right. They sold Major
on
Garrett
the
on
street
this. Oh,
and,
man, I'm impressed.
showcasing what our soldiers look like during that time.
And there's a kind of interesting visual juxtaposition there. On horseback, Revolutionary era soldiers in the appropriate garb of that
What do y'all
time
think? Is
walking
that glass bulletproof?
Abrams tanks.
Yeah, that's
Abram
right. I could have never imagined that.
Abram tank.
And I love that picture.
Somebody would have
If
shit
you
that
just
tank
look
would have turned
crossing,
around and went
please,
boom, boom,
Washington
boom.
crossing the Delaware. That resonates really well because what you see there in wisdom.
We're good for
and
you.
we needed
Oh,
a
look
win
at
on
the
Christmas
parachuters.
night.
Troop is
They
coming
got
in.
it done.
Sergeant Major Chris Molyneux, what are we seeing now? I believe these are the Golden Knights.
So we've got the Golden Knights coming in. I'm glad they were able to make it. It sounds like the weather worked out for us. See, these guys are incredible attention to detail, experts at their craft. And what they're doing right now is they're coming in, and they're sort of coming in like aircraft do and get into position whenever they're coming into an airfield. And they'll sequence in and they'll land in a very specific spot on the National Mall.
This is, we are told, designed to land at the ellipse, right near President
Yes,
Trump.
I think that's right. Yeah.
And when you talk about their precision, let my audience understand how that happens. It doesn't happen by accident.
That's right. It takes a lot of practice. And this is a very dangerous, one of the most dangerous things that we do in the Army is the free fall, the parachute. It's very dangerous things. And we mitigate that risk.
Yankees, get out, you damn Yankees.
A lot of repetitions. And these guys are experts
kick your asses.
And you'll see them
damn
come in
Yankees.
and land within feet of their target.
Get out of here,
And as they
damn.
descend, we're also
ass,
seeing
damn.
not only stills of the
Yankees are
Civil
ugly
War,
too,
but
man.
representations on Constitution
kick
Avenue
your asses,
of
We whipped
Union
your ass,
soldiers.
though, man.
Of course, as you know, Sergeant
We
Major
kicked
Chris
your
Wallace,
ass,
Licked my
many
ass.
of those
Let me lick my ass. That's just
soldiers
nasty, man.
represented states who showed up as state militias within the Civil
Broke
War, but
all
they
that
fought in the
shit up.
Union Army. They fought under state flags, but under the overall structure of the Union Army.
That's right.
Damn straight, man.
You see, Trump is renaming all the stuff that the DEI people, all the bases, the mountains, and
in the skies above,
going
where
back to the
speed
original
breaks the sound barrier.
Want to know a secret?
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
More than just my armpit stink.
He put all the Confederate
Facts.
bases back
Maggie's
in
new
place.
secret whole body
Yeah.
sensitive to
And precision defines life and death. There exists a special breed of warriors.
Special
They are
breed
not
of
just
warriors.
pilots.
They're not just
They are
pilots.
fighter pilots.
They're fighter pilots.
Highly trained,
I'm sorry.
immensely.
F-22 thing just popped up on my screen. I'd play it, but it's 7 minutes long. Hey, what is that still doing there? Wait, is it there? Where's it? Wait, no. Oh, it is there. What the hell? This is just kind of weird. All right, let's do this right quick.
Skilled and trusted with some of the most sophisticated flying machines ever built. But have you ever... Today, we dive into the high-flying world of United States Air Force fighter pilots, uncovering not only their starts with a dream, but it takes much more.
They're definitely
in the
gay.
skies above, where speed breaks the sound barrier and precision defines life and death. There exists a special breed of warriors. They are not just
Navy
pilots.
pilots are the special
They are
breed.
fighter pilots.
Yeah, they're by far the best.
Highly trained, immensely skilled.
Who the hell
The
wrote this
perks
freaking
and the
commercial?
prestige.
They ought to be
All
fucking
are
shot.
screwed on is the aviation incentive pay.
They
Often
just love their Air Force people. That's all. Let's get rid of Major Garrett's ugly face out of there too. We don't want to see him because he's just scary looking. Okay, there we go. I don't know, guys. It's I'm glad to see the media hasn't gone too hog wild or said anything too nasty about the parade today. As far as the idiots going around, I don't even really see it. As I'm scanning through the news while we've been talking, I really haven't seen a lot of negative anything.
Nope.
UK sends fighter jets to the Middle East as Israel-Iran conflicts. What? All right, what raggedy old damn jets are you sending over there? Old things, rattle traps, probably 80 years old and stuff. It's I mean, they're supposed to have a good fighter jet, but I don't remember what the hell it was. Most countries
aren't they the Harriers?
Well, they got a Harrier group, yeah, but this they got a regular fighter squadron too. I know they bought some F-35s too, but they have another fighter. I don't see it. I don't see the name of it on here though. But they're definitely going over there. See, it's like it's almost like Europe can't help itself. So the American countries don't like to fight with each other. For the most part, if you look at North America, South America, Central America, they don't really like fighting with each other. It's
infighting, but not fighting together.
But the Europeans can't help themselves. They just like to get into wars. I mean, as far as I can tell, them in the Middle East have been getting into wars since they've been alive.
Till they make their countries bigger.
34 Americans killed. Gigantic 420. Oh, that's a Galaxy C5 Galaxy. That's huge. 34 Americans killed. Why did Israel attack the USS Liberty? What? Uh-oh.
Where in the hell you get
Israel
this shit from? This is shit news, Joe. This is shit news.
Let's see. Why did they attack them? 34 killed. Why did they? What is this? No, man, this is like 50 years old or something.
Dude, what are you doing, man? Getting it from the National Enquirer? What?
No, I'm on I'm on MSN. No, I'm on MSN. No, this is actually a real story. It's just an older story.
1978.
It was a USS Liberty they attacked.
That was like fucking a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I said it was ancient. When I first, all I seen was 34 Americans killed. That's why I read the story, and then after I started reading it, I realized, well, it's bullshit.
Can
Oh, look, there's tanks rolling down the street.
The internet, they got some old stuff on there.
Yeah. All right, there's the tanks. Oh wait, we got to watch the tanks. Hold on, we got to watch the tanks. Give me a second. Let me go find the tanks. These look like German tanks, man. Okay, let's see.
Pretty nice looking tanks. They were going across that parade.
Where the hell are they? Okay. Oh, well, they're on that same story list. Okay, well, all right. Okay, up we go. Dun, 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 dun.
The iconic Sherman tank is here, ladies and gentlemen.
I knew that was a German tank. See that? We're just looking at it. I knew that's a damn German.
Military might in World War II.
Yeah, that's World War II.
The tank designs of the 20th century. The M4 tank was nicknamed the Sherman tank after Civil War General William Tecumseh Sherman. Actually, he was named by the British. With almost 50,000 produced during World War II, the Sherman tank was in active service until 1957.
50,000. That's crazy.
Vietnam, the era of air mobility, fierce firefights, and unwavering brotherhood.
The hardest thing about the new Ben & Jerry's sundae is deciding how to eat it. Perhaps you
You're an
decide to
idiot. We don't
share
care
all
about
those
your Ben and Jerry's nasty ice cream.
Medevac to close air support and reconnaissance, they brought the fight to the front and pulled the wounded to safety.
Shows you how the generation of warfare changes, though. Now we're fighting with drones.
The AH-1 Cobra, also nicknamed the Snake, brought serious firepower. Its slim design, as you can see here, helped it survive and thrive in hostile environments to protect soldiers below. And the icon of the era, the UH-1 Huey, the first turbine-powered helicopter in the U.S. military. There was nothing the Huey could do. General support, air assault, cargo transport, medic evacuation, and ground attack missions. The Cayos, Cobra, and Huey, ladies and gentlemen, three iconic Army symbols in the sky.
Look at that old junky old helicopter.
From World War II and Korea to the
use that junky old helicopter.
The first team band has enhanced morale and upheld the division's enduring legacy. Today, the band continues to shape perception.
We love you, band. You get out of here. We'll get cry.
Standing ready to serve 4 divisions led was by Captain Robert Meredith Wilson. This piece reflects the
pull your pants up, man. Come on. You're about to get in trouble for showing your wee-wee.
The band continues to promote.
We out of here, man. He's showing his wee-wee. It's scaring me. UK. Oh, yeah, we already read that. I know we get ready to go night-night because I'm hungry, man. I got chocolate cake.
I'm very hungry. I'm very hungry.
I got some chocolate cake. I mean, I like the fact that Elon turned on Starlink for the Iranians. That's cool. He didn't have to do that. Burger joint. Oh, man, has anybody looted any In-N-Outs? Come on, man. They had to loot some In-N-Outs.
Oh, or Del Tacos, I'll bet you got looted too.
Amazing view of the Southern Ring Nebula via the James Webb Telescope. It looks pretty. Oh, look, the big star in front of it. Now I'm about to go look at it like a dummy. Oh, now I'm about to put it up here with us. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. So, what y'all said what y'all thought about this parade, man? Do you think it was a good idea or a bad idea?
What the hell? Doesn't matter to me. I'm just hungry. I want hot dogs and hamburgers.
It's costing you like $45 million, man.
Yeah, $45 million. It wasn't all that. It was kind of lackluster. They didn't really identify the equipment that they were showing on the screen. And is it going to deter our enemies? I don't know.
A lot of pollution in the city streets, but nothing. There's a whole bunch of things attached to that. I don't know. Pointless. It was really pointless, actually.
Yeah,
it depends.
That's his own point.
So I liked what the two guys were saying about connecting with the population. It's because most Americans under the age of 40 have no idea what our military is. Not even a little bit.
Well, that's
See,
just
we
the
all
army.
do.
It wasn't the
I know, but
whole
that's what it's.
military.
No, it's just the army, but it's a good thing to see. Those are the ground pounders, man. Them and the
I don't know,
Marines.
man. I'm not a fan of that type of stuff.
Like, dun, 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 dun. That's cool.
You shouldn't put your weapons on display, and you shouldn't put your troops on display. It's something that you want to keep on the side. You know what I mean? They know that we're powerful. We don't need to show anybody anything.
Actually, I haven't seen anything of any consequence yet.
Military.
They had 2 Abrams tanks out there, and I mean that's not a big
Celebrate the
deal.
army is fine. I mean, they've been around for a long time. That's great. 250 years, but I don't know. I think the parade was just
They need a decent celebration. Yeah, they need a decent celebration. 250 years should at least be a parade. We give parade. Look, we have gay pride parades. I think the military deserves a parade.
At least they're fun to watch. Those guys are like fruity, doing backflips, and they're all colorful, man. This is all green. You couldn't even see the goddamn thing. This is all camouflage. You know? They're all just green. All I see is weapons of destruction and death. I'm not seeing a parade float or anybody trying to keep it light. This is our military. It's only there for a certain reason, you know, and that's to kill when we need it to. I mean, that's really what it is. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Here
You know what I
we
saw?
go.
You know what I liked? You know what I saw? I saw black, white, Asian, Latino, all these different troops, all these different colors and types, fat, skinny, whatever, man. Everything and anybody. That's America. And I like that. And I like that. That's the military, is that multicultural, multi-background. I can appreciate that. You know?
Yeah.
That could be
Hey there,
celebrated.
Kira. You can see there on Constitution Avenue those tanks rolling on by. You heard from Ann earlier about the preparations that went into place to just make sure that
I think this really makes the military guys feel really good.
But as we look
What is with these commercials now?
Come on.
Having my own business.
at these
That's
days,
called come on.
it reminds me of the global war on terror.
Come on,
so
my
many
shoes.
lives lost. 7,000
Business.
soldiers lost their lives. It's the
My
longest war.
shoes.
And to be here now, to see how this country is celebrating the U.S. Army, the longest service here in Washington, D.C. We can hear some of the crowd cheering behind us.
No, that's not true. Prostitution is the longest service in Washington, D.C. They got to look up their history.
But you certainly hear the crowd cheering and welcoming these soldiers that are
They're probably about the
in these
same age.
states right here.
Nah, prostitution.
One couldn't live without the other.
It came
Is
in
that
way
true,
earlier.
Rosie?
Prostitution.
Nah, the prostitution had to have something to
Way
pay them.
early.
Soldiers always have money.
Before
You ain't got
America was
prostitution if
America.
somebody don't have money. Yeah,
Clarify
and
contracts
before
with
America, there
AI
were soldiers,
systems.
the Roman soldiers, the Greek
Understand key
soldiers, the
terms
Mesopotamian
talking about the
soldiers,
last
the
one.
and
Egyptian
review
soldiers.
contracts real quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably
So
the
now
same.
you can stress a little less.
Prostitutes probably started because of the military.
There were prostitutes before 250 years ago.
You know what? Here's the deal on prostitutes, right? In the Civil War, there was a general called Joe Hooker, and he would set up and when he was in charge of the battle, he would set his office up in a brothel. And that's how the prostitutes got the name Hooker. It's from General Hooker from the Civil War.
That's a good place to set up. If you got to set up, that sounds like the place to me.
That was in the 1860s.
That would have been.
Well, I mean, I believe it was legal back then. So.
Well, I don't know, but that's a little tidbit for people who didn't realize how.
It's weird how prostitution is too. Legal, not legal, want to be legal. Legal in Vegas. I mean, it's legal in
Nevada.
Yeah, now it used to only be legal if you were under 200,000 citizens, but now it's just.
Hey guys,
legal.
I'm getting really hungry here. When are we done?
As soon as I play this video, we're going to see what this is. Now we're going to skip through this because it's 11 minutes long. So let me find a little spotty here. Oh, look how cute she is.
Oh, they've been on the streets.
You know, I love just doing it on and off because you never what pose you're going to get somebody in. Oh, baby, that's not good. That don't look good to be stopping like that.
Those protests took place during Trump's immigration raids, and protests have been popping up across the United States. I'm told that things have been picking up on the streets of Los Angeles. We want to get straight to our Matt Gutman, who is there. Matt.
Since she's happy that it's picking up.
For about 5 or 6 hours, I hear you, Kira, this morning. It was absolutely peaceful. And protesters took up positions around the city. The LAPD was very hands-off. They let a rally happen. It was about 20,000 people. Then people marched around the city. The LAPD let them do it. And about 2 hours ago, or a little bit more, they started to congregate outside the federal building, which is that building over there to my left, your right. About 20 minutes ago, police on horses with batons just started to clear the crowd. I did not hear an unlawful assembly order, but apparently one was called, and with incredible swiftness and some violence, they cleared this crowd. We saw them trample some protesters. We saw them using the baton. And the reason I'm wearing the mask is because they also used tear gas to disperse this crowd. People ran pretty quickly. The standoff continues, as you see. You can see those officers, and that's all LAPD right now, backed by the sheriff's office behind them. They're all wearing those gas masks because the gas lingers here in the air. We saw a couple of people carted off who had been hurt. I don't know if they've been overcome by the tear gas or something else, but it appears that at least a couple of people have been lightly injured. We're not sure exactly where they want protesters to go, but what was clear was that they wanted whatever was happening outside the federal building to end, and it ended quickly. I think it needs to be said that despite a lot of tension between the Marines and the National Guard and federal law enforcement that we saw, Kira, on the steps of the federal building.
I haven't seen freaking National Guard do anything yet.
They're just standing there, huh? Apparently that's enough, though.
We're shouting shame, but at no point did it get physical.
Yeah, John said when I was talking to him, they had a thing going up and down the boulevard where he's at. They were kind of worried if they could break in. Thank goodness for them. They have a pretty secure building.
Those mounted horses pushing people back using those batons. Then we also saw projectiles, sticks being used against the horses and the officers as well. Unfortunately, after many hours of peaceful protest, this did become violent. Kira.
LAPD. Okay, Matt, can you still hear me okay? You still hear? You can hear? Okay. So
is putting on his. I can hear.
Look at how Oral-B Electric cleans.
Peaceful
100%
protest.
better
Sounds
than
like some
regular
kind of
brushes.
zombie thing.
It's time to
Peaceful
Put
protest.
eye protection behind the camera.
Okay, no problem. All right. So
it's a bit of a kinetic situation.
No, I understand.
Okay, he's in shape now.
Okay, you do what you need to do. Yep, do what you need to do. I'm looking at the video. Okay, all right. So let me clarify what has happened here. As I took notes about what you were saying. I'm looking at the pictures right now. So correct me if I'm wrong, but there about past 5 hours there in Los Angeles, it was pretty peaceful. That there were, what would you say, tens of thousands of people that were
There was
rallying
20,000,
and
not
marching through
tens
downtown.
of thousands.
And it was calm,
Listen, Matt,
right?
I
Everything
mean,
was
they
okay.
just can't be
What
honest with
exactly
nothing.
happened that now created what we have just seen? And also, clearly, the LAPD moving in. I saw members of the SWAT team. I saw the mounted unit. I used to live in Los Angeles, so I'm trying to recognize what I'm seeing. How did it reach this level? Do you know what went wrong, Matt?
We don't. We saw the mounted police come in. There was a police barricade just over the 101. We don't know what the catalyst was.
Bullshit.
It just started, and it was very, very quick.
Oh, he's
It's
fucking
incredible
lying.
how
They knew how it
mounted
started.
police can move back a crowd. You feel the power of those horses, and the officers on top of them.
Shut the
Really,
hell up.
We're used to it in New Orleans. That's how they end Mardi Gras every year with the horses.
Shut the hell
and it
up,
moved
man.
protesters back quickly. So, this was. Clearly, at some point, the
Okay, let me see.
LAPD
Is this
declared
tens of
this an
thousands?
unlawful assembly. We did not hear that. I don't think many members of the crowd heard that
No,
either.
I don't even
And then
think
they
this is
moved in
20,000.
with incredible swiftness. I haven't seen them move this quickly in the 8 days that we've been out here in the streets. Something happened, though.
Well,
I
they
don't
know
know
I'm
what
going
that
past
trigger
there.
was,
Like, nope.
but that was the fastest that I've seen them clear a crowd, at least since we started. And before curfew,
Where are they
this
getting
is
the
not a
30
curfew
and
move.
40,000
This
people? That
was
doesn't
an
even like
effort to clear the
20,000,
crowd.
dude.
I would say
That's what I'm
that
saying.
we
And
understand
he
that
said it might have been 20,000. He said, "Oh, you said it was tens of thousands." I mean, that's ABC Media just trying to, and they're in trouble for lying now.
That whole block.
National Guard troops.
They'll
Okay,
have to pay
National Guard
$25 million
troops,
because they
U.S.
lied with Trump.
Marines. Have you seen
Well,
either
with Harris.
or are they working together with LAPD? What can you tell us?
Dude,
I see LAPD.
you better watch it. Start shooting him rubber bullets. You're going to get shot. I would think you ignorant press people would have learned that by
So
now.
we've been told specifically by
Peaceful
LAPD's
protest.
chief,
This reminds me of
with
the Mummy when Emotep and the guys running going Emotep, Emotep.
are just it's a man in a red shirt. But you're seeing this is just LAPD.
This guy turns around, oh shit, I'm on TV.
They're not coordinated with them. And that building right there, that is LA's federal building. And just on the corner, I don't know, that's Sheriff's Department officials. But on the balcony, you might be able to see
Everybody's wearing gas masks.
Marines or National Guard. I can't make out from this distance what they are. But and that's where they are, and they have stayed there. They have not advanced farther towards this crowd. And from what we've seen here, just one last word, we have seen zero physical interaction between federal forces and protesters here.
Got it. So the Marines, I was reading one of the notes you and the producers put out that the Marines were seen pushing some of the protesters off the stairs of the federal building there. I mean, can you just put that in
just said the
perspective?
Marines
Were
weren't
they trying
doing
to
anything.
move them or away from the building where we see members of the National Guard?
I mean, didn't he just say that?
You can't see it right now, but you can. They have the Marines have these shields that are sort of like 5 feet long, and they were just sort of protecting the front stairs. They weren't actually moving out into the public area, which is the sidewalk. So they don't have jurisdiction there. They have jurisdiction over the federal building and everything.
He's telling her again they didn't do it.
Paying for the cops.
This bitch needs to be fired. This is She's another Gene
division of
LaPree.
labor between federal forces on the other side and the local law enforcement. Local law enforcement has agency over the streets. People off, that looks like a smoke bomb, and you can see people scurrying away right there. That's the Sheriff's Department moving it across the bridge, trying to clear it. You're probably going to see some of those people right over this pavilion over here. I assume that in the next couple of minutes we're going to see.
Well, we can't totally confirm, but it looks like a flashbang's not bombs going on. I'm just trying to clear. You didn't say it. I just want folks watching to understand what's happening here. Not everybody knows what a flashbang is, right? But it looks like they're keeping things pretty calm for as loud and raucous that it's become. It looks like the LAPD and you said the Sheriff's Department is also there. It looks like local law enforcement seems to have things under control.
Tell her to shut up.
Now they've taken off. May have been a firecracker here. Officers appear to be gearing up to them that are to go.
It's all this time. They still ain't done nothing. They're like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going on in LA. So the guy reporter was actually trying to do his job. The woman was just trying to inflame it any way she could. I mean, really, any way she could. I mean, she couldn't help herself, but we got to get out of here pretty soon because Michael will be up and we got to wake him up first. He's taking a nap before his show. He likes to do that like 20 minutes before his show. A little power nap, you know.
I don't want to change my time, man, because we keep going later and later.
Well, that's what I was telling you the last week. I think I'm gonna talk with Michelle this week, and we're just gonna move you to this time and leave it here. And that way, if we get run over, we run over. It doesn't matter. We'll always end at the same time.
I'm saying like maybe a different night.
I don't know what we got on a different night. You have to talk to her about that. Nights are pretty full these days. The only slots I really know we have open are earlier day slots. It's like Sunday or Saturday. We don't really have. I don't think there's any. You know, Well, no, because you work in the daytime. There are some late slots, but you work in the daytime. So
Yeah, I work in the day.
yeah, I mean, there's like a 9 to 10 or 9 to 11. What time CL in, Sean?
She's done at 9:10, and there's nobody after her on
Yeah, so
Tuesday night.
there's that slot.
What night is that?
Tuesday.
Tuesday night.
Yeah.
What about Thursday?
Thursday, Michelle's there.
Like
She's
after
there
10.
from-
Well, and
Yeah,
Laura Lee and
she's-
Carrie Lynn have the
She's not gonna let anybody get behind her show.
Beneath the Hollow Moon's on Thursdays too.
What's that?
She's yeah, she's not. I mean, Michelle's not gonna put anybody after her on her show. She don't. Wednesday and Thursday she keeps only for paying customers. It's because it's such a large audience when she leaves. I mean, she's at like 3.3 million or 3.5 million, some outrageous number right now. It's so her show's doing really good. So she holds both those slots for paying customers, and a lot of times they get used for special events and stuff like that. It's now maybe. Well, hold on. Let me end this right quick, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, we're talking business. And we should be getting out of here. So let me thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and the chat. We talked about all sorts of interesting stuff. And it mainly stayed focused on Iran and of course LA. Iran has a lot to talk about. I know, Jennifer. We didn't get into any, and I got a new recipe I wanted to give y'all tonight, but we didn't have time.
Things are quiet, but the last time they went noisy again it's going to be sometime later this morning. So keep your eyes open.
But whatever, and we've been talking about having a special show, a new daily or bi-daily news show, because there's so much going on lately, especially since Trump's taken office, that it's hard. I mean, y'all are getting decent amount of news on Friday and Saturday from us, but really and truly the rest of the week, the station's really not putting out any news. So it's something we're working on. So I'll keep y'all informed on that. But again, let me thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio. Hang around for Mike. And we're going to see what we can do with his time so he's not always running late. Sean's going to go. He's got a girlfriend. He's got to go meet something about shaking two boobs. I don't know what that was about. I don't cast judgment. If whoever wants to shake some boobs, hey, I'm from New Orleans, boob shaking all the time down here. So, anyway, on that note, good night and stay tuned for Michael Angley.
Michael Angley.
Michael Angley.